What are we doing again? The Golden Globes? What?
What? Let's do it.
We unbox.
Hear that music, you know it's almost sideways. Welcome to episode 213 of the Almost Sideways podcast. We are coming at you live on YouTube as we are prepared to do our Oscar preview episode and go through all the Oscar categories, talk about what we think will win, what we think should win, what we think should have been nominated or could have been nominated. It's our shoulda, woulda, couldas. That's what we call it. And on top of that, we are going to also have our final reveal of our Almost Sideways awards for the major categories. We announced our nominees about 3 weeks ago, I believe, and now we're going to pay that off. So we got a lot going on in this episode. It's going to be fun. I'm Terry. We've got Todd. We've got Zach. We've got Adam. How's it going, guys?
Just happy to be here. It's going to be a good one.
I feel like Marilyn Lovell. I'll just be happy when this thing's over. I hate the Oscars.
The Almost Sideways award show. That's where it's at.
Well, the Almost Sideways awards. Now that's another thing, and we can talk about some snubs. Maybe Todd Field being snubbed at the Almost Sideways Oscars, but not the actual Oscars, thanks to one of our members, who apparently is not an Oscar expert, so I'm not sure why he's on this podcast, but it's great to have full representation.
Yeah.
Hey, there we go.
Pearl's back. Let's go, Mia Goth. She is nominated for the Almost Sideways Awards. We'll see how she did.
Now, Pearl is approximately 110 years old, so she would be in the Oscar demographic of people that watch the Oscars. So I'm glad you're here, Pearl. I know you're a fan of Cimarron this year. Maybe it will win Best Picture.
Oh, man.
Cimarron.
Todd, how's it going?
Oh, it's going fabulous.
Well done. Well done. I'm excited for the reveal of our winners to the Almost Sideways Awards. And we're not only going to reveal the winner, but we're going to reveal the full ranking 1 through 6 of how all of our nominees did. So we're not hiding any of this back. We're going to reveal it all.
And you should call people out on their ballots. Call people out like how they voted. Like, let's do it.
I mean, we could. I don't know if we'll necessarily go that far, but
because only one of us knows those things.
Yeah, I'm the keeper of all the stats. I did the tabulating this morning, so we'll see how it all turns out. We'll go really quick through the tech categories and then spend a little more time on the major categories as we go through the Oscar preview. Make sure you sign up for the Almost Sideways Oscar Challenge. It's the 15th annual Oscar Challenge. Predict the winners. See if you can best us. We're going to throw out what we think are the winners now, but those are subject to change on our official ballot when we finally come time for that. And also join us after the Oscars next week as we'll do our live reaction to the ceremony. First, before we get into anything else,
link is to the Oscar challenges in the description box down below.
There you go.
The description.
And there is an invitation to whoever wins to be on the podcast with us at some point, if you want to.
Yes.
We've never actually had someone take us up on the offer yet, but
so Kyle Heck will be on then, right?
I mean, he has won like 10 of the 15 years, but he's never been on the podcast.
Why isn't he? He's the expert. He's the only one that knows this shit.
I know. Come on,
Kyle.
I don't know. All right. Well, it's time to talk about what we are drinking today.
A nominee.
Nominated several
Not
spots,
at the Oscars.
I believe. Not at the
Well, no, I was talking about the
Miles Teller.
Best Supporting Actor. Exactly.
Yeah. All right, Zach, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking some nice lukewarm tap water in my Starbucks cup.
Well done. Adam, what do you got?
I love how he specified lukewarm. Okay. Yeah, go Mariners. Spring training's here. I'm drinking a little Jack and Coke today, so there we go.
Ooh.
Very nice. I got the Mariners shirt on.
And I got a Papa Roach shirt that says Papa Bear on it.
Are people like excited for the Kraken? Aren't they like good?
They're doing well.
Well.
They're doing well. I've watched a few of the games. It's fun.
I know of the games, yes.
Todd, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking some bourbon. It's the red-blooded bourbon, aged 4 years, and it's pretty good. Haven't had bourbon on the podcast in a while, except for on Thursday.
Haven't had anything
Yeah.
but wine on the podcast for a while. So way to go, Todd. All right, I've got this is the Beak Breaker double IPA out of Pelican. You can see there it's a 9%. So this is the good stuff here. This is the good stuff. So
9%. Also, how many amount of viewers we get on these live shows?
hey,
9%. Oh, okay, there we go. 9% of our audience.
I think we
All
should
right.
go through which one of the Oscar nominees is most likely to drink which beverage that we just introduced.
Ooh.
You know, like, don't you kind of think that Brandon Gleeson is a bourbon drinker in Banshees of Inisherin? Like, that would kind of make sense.
But he always just drinks a pint.
A pint.
Stephanie Sue probably drinking water, you know, as an evil villain in the multiverse, you know.
Who would bust out the Jack and Coke though?
Jamie
Lee Curtis. Maybe she got it in her fat suit. Who has the better fat suit, Jamie Lee Curtis or Brendan Fraser?
Oh, that's good.
These are the real debates that you're only getting on the Almost Sideways podcast.
Yes. I'm sure we'll get to that at some point. All right, let's start going through these Oscar categories. Like I said, this is our woulda. What is it? Shoulda, coulda, wouldas. So we're gonna talk first who should win, and we'll go around really quick. Say who should win.
We're doing this one first. Okay.
Who could have been nominated, and then we'll end it with who we think will win. So that's what we'll go through. And like I said, the tech categories we'll go through kind of quick. So we're going to start with, I mean, this is kind of a tech category, not really, but we're going with it. We're starting with Best Animated Film. So the nominees for Best Animated Film are Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, The Sea Beast, and Turning Red. So we're going to go around really quick. Who should win? Zach.
Who should win of these nominees is probably Turning Red. I don't always go with the Pixar pick, but it's a film that I thought was wonderful. And Domi Shi, as the first solo female director of a Pixar movie, is a really great story. And in many ways, I think it has some similarities with the Best Picture frontrunner, and it's a better movie than the Best Picture frontrunner. So that gets my vote.
Heyo.
So are we going through all of them or just?
No, we'll just do one at a time. So Adam, what should win?
Probably Puss in Boots 2, The Last Wish. Critically loved. This is the one that I have not seen yet, but just based off the animation alone, I've heard great things about it. I think this one, they're saying that's better than Shrek, which is the one that actually won in 2001. It was 2001, right? Yeah, first year. So yeah, I'm going to go with Puss in Boots 2 or The Last Wish.
Coming to Peacock on Friday.
Yep,
so it'll be out right before the Oscars. Todd, what should win?
Well, I've only seen 3 of the nominees. I haven't seen Puss in Boots or The Sea Beast. So of the other ones, I guess I'd say Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Even though it's not necessarily my thing, I probably like Marcel the Shell more, but it's not animated, so I would not say that should win.
Sea Beast is pretty good, entertaining. Netflix.
Well, thanks to my kids, I think this is the category I'm an expert in. I'd seen all 5 of them leading into nominations. And one of them made my top 10. And despite what Todd just said, I'm going with it. Marcel the Shell with Shoes On.
It's not animated.
It's stop motion. It's as animated as the Lego movie was. It's as animated.
Which wasn't nominated.
Which wasn't nominated. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I'm going Marcel the Shell.
Okay.
All right. Zach, what could have been nominated?
What could have been nominated? Apollo 10.5.
Good call, Adam.
I had that one down too, but I'm going to go with another film called Mad God. It's a nice little horror. Visual effects artist made this film for like almost 15 years now, and so it came out pretty dark, pretty good. Yeah, no talking. So good, Mad God.
Nice. Todd.
Well, I've yeah, I am.
Pearl's mad at you for hating on Marcel.
Pearl's I've only seen Steamboat Willie, by the way, for what she would pick.
I've only seen 2 other animated movies. One of them was Apollo 10.5, but I also was a fan of Lightyear. I think that probably should have been nominated.
I was not a fan of Lightyear. I got Apollo 10.5. That's my highest rated animated that was not a nominee. If I'm gonna go through and see if there were any others that popped up, yeah, I can't really find. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is actually the next highest one that wasn't nominated. Those are fun movies.
That's animated.
Okay.
What? It was
That's not
a good
animated.
year.
Never mind.
It was not a good
I knew
year
that.
for animated Batman movies, so that's why I couldn't go.
It
with
was not a good
that.
year for animated Batman. Okay, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was not animated. I know that.
Well, yeah, he's just naming off stuff that's not.
See,
animated.
I didn't have anything else.
Cocaine Bear might as well.
Oh,
be
the bad
nominated
guys.
too, you
The
know?
bad guys. I gave thumbs up to. Then right with Lightyear, I had Luck and DC League of Super Pets. So
All right, moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on.
All right,
What will win?
who will win? Let's go.
What will win, Zach?
Well, this is the interesting question because I think there's no earthly reason to believe that Pinocchio won't win. It's won the BAFTA, won the Golden Globe, the PGA. I'm going to go with Marcel the Salvo Shoes on because I think the Oscars want to be
Ooh.
trendy. I think they want a little bit of a surprise in a year that really isn't surprising in a lot of categories, and it's an A24 movie. I think they want to be a little bit different and cute, and they want to go with the different and cute movies. So I'm going Marcel the Show
Interesting.
in an upset.
Adam?
Yeah, that's a good call. I originally had Marcel, but it's unanimated, so I'm going with Pinocchio.
I agree. It shouldn't be. It's category fraud, which is not the only category fraud this year.
Yes, exactly.
Well, they almost didn't. It's funny that Marcel counts, but they almost didn't want to count Apollo 10.5. Todd, what's going to win?
There was a time, like right after nominations, I thought Marcel the Show was probably going to win eventually, but Pinocchio has won everything, like every single award. So there's no reason that it's not winning.
Yeah, it's Pinocchio. They love Guillermo. And I find it funny that I feel like having Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio win is like more a slap in the face at Robert Zemeckis's Pinocchio than rewarding Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio because that one was horrible. But yeah, okay. There we go. Done with animated film. Moving on, we're going to Best International Film next. So for Best International Film, the nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front from Germany, Argentina 1985 from Argentina, Close from Belgium, EO from Poland, and The Quiet Girl from Ireland. So we're going to go to Adam first on this one. Adam, what should win?
Fun fact: The Quiet Girl and Avatar 2 are the only two films nominated that are not streaming anywhere. So anyway, All Quiet on the Western Front should win. By the way.
Okay, Todd.
I mean, I've only seen All Quiet on the Western Front of these 5, and it was in my top 10, so obviously I would vote for that, having not seen the others.
Yeah, and some of that on our part is just sheer laziness. I mean, Argentina 9th and Amazon. I mean, it's just kind of our laziness that's keeping us from watching it. Did I just cut out? Did you guys hear me?
Yeah, you cut out a little bit, but we heard you.
Sort of.
Okay. All right. Anyways, I'm going All Quiet. It's gonna win. This is one of the more slam dunk. It should win. It should win, and it will win. It's one of the more slam dunk ones of the whole night. Zach.
Yeah, I feel like we should say should and will win at the same time. I'm going to say I've seen the most of these, I think, of anybody in this panel. Maybe not Kyle Heck, but or Pearl. Pearl was a big fan of that G.W. Pabst Danish silent film from the 20s. Okay, I'll stop those jokes. I've seen 3 of them, Close, EO, and All Quiet on the Western Front. I agree. There's a reason why All Quiet on the Western Front is represented at the Almost Sideways Awards because we all love it. Almost made all 4 of our top 10 lists. I can't remember who was the loser in that did. Was it Adam? Adam,
Yep.
with the missed on Todd Field, missed on All Quiet on the Western Front. Just failing.
I'm this close to being kicked off. Go back to the B show.
Yeah. Anyway, I think the one. So this is what's interesting. I don't really know if I see 2 huge upsets in the way that I'm going to pick Marcel the Shell. I really kind of love The Quiet Girl in this category because it has such a great Rotten Tomatoes rating and word of mouth. And I think All Quiet just doesn't have quite that Oscar love, even though it got a lot of nominations. I'm going to go All Quiet on the Western Front, but I'm going to hedge a little bit. I would not be shocked, and I would place a little bit of money on The Quiet Girl, but I think it ultimately will be All Quiet on the Western Front.
Adam, what could have been nominated?
I will not mention the movie that Todd will probably say, but I'm going to go with Our Father the Devil. It's a great little film that was nominated for the Spirit Awards for Best Feature there. So, really
What
good.
is it?
Our Father the Devil.
The Devil?
It's a good revenge movie.
Ooh.
Yeah,
It's a great movie.
The Best Picture nominee at the Spirit Awards that no one had ever heard of before.
Yep.
Todd, what could have been nominated?
Well, are we saying like of the shortlisted ones, or
No,
of
I
the ones
think
that were
just anything, anything.
not ones that weren't submitted? Then my number 2 of the year is Paris 13th District. It's
that's not what I thought you were going to say.
it's obviously a phenomenal movie, and it was my number 2 of the year. It should have been submitted by France. I don't know what they were doing.
Yeah, but the French submission was a movie that also made your top 10 list, so you can't be that upset about it.
Well, I mean, it's not on my top 10 anymore, but yeah, it was. It did.
It was a movie that you admire more than I do, but
yes, that's true.
Thought he was going to say Return to Seoul. That's a great movie too. Should be nominated.
Yeah.
Return to Seoul.
Yeah, my pick for what could have been nominated, I still have no idea why India did not submit RRR, because it would probably give All Quiet a good run in Best International if it were in there, but India didn't submit it, so it's not there. But RRR could have definitely been nominated and could have won this. Zach?
yeah, I'm going to say my number 1 and 2 movies of the year, which are both French and both better than Saint Omer, which are Vortex and Happening. And that was due to the silly rule about countries deciding their one official submission, which is ridiculous because there are many countries in the world that regularly put out better movies than Hollywood. So it should be an unlimited amount of movies that are open to the nomination process.
All right, moving on. We've got Best Documentary next, and nominated for Best Documentary.
So we're not predicting that one, or did we?
Oh, we kind of already did.
Oh yeah. Well, we are know what's going to win.
It's all quiet. Yeah. Okay. Best Documentary. We've got All That Breathes, All the Beauty and the Bloodshed, Fire of Love, A House Made of Splinters, and Navalny. Todd, you're first on this one. What should win?
So I've seen 4 of the 5. I have not seen Fire of Love.
It's on Disney Plus, dude.
Yeah, I know. I just haven't watched it yet. I douchebag volcano. I don't know. I think my favorite one was Navalny. It's sort of one of those that has just like a great story, and the actual things that happen are totally by chance and make it that much more enthralling. And there's some pretty incredible footage. So Navalny, I think is one that should be winning.
Well, there's only one of these I have seen, and so that's one I'm going to talk about, and that's Fire of Love, the one Todd hasn't. I actually saw this on the big screen. It's an amazing movie. It's really cool footage, and it's worth the watch. So that should win. Zach?
Yeah, same boat as Terry. I've only seen one. I don't know why I haven't seen more of these movies. I should watch Navalny, but I like Fire of Love a lot. I think I gave it 3.5 stars. To me, it's not. I had multiple documentaries in my top 10 list this year. It was not one of them, but if it wins, it's a pretty solid documentary with some really douchey volcanoes. Yeah, it's just one volcano.
I think so. Adam, what should win?
Fire of Love. Gotta go with douchey volcano. That's why I'm saying that. So,
Todd, go ahead. Yeah, Todd, what could have been nominated?
My favorite documentary of the year. The only one I think that was actually really great was Retrograde. I mean, it probably was number 6 in the voting, but I don't know why it wasn't anointed over some of these. Like All That Breathes is just kind of like, okay, whatever. And Retrograde's a great movie.
Yeah, I did not see many documentaries this year. I don't know why, or last year, I guess you could say now. But the highest rated one I had was Senior, the movie about Robert Downey Sr. That was my highest rated documentary. It's a really good one. not only a portrait of Robert Downey Sr., but also Robert Downey Jr. and their relationship together. It's really well done. Zach?
I'm going to go with a portrait of a group of young men, mostly, in a little-known film called Jackass Forever that is technically a documentary and had better Rotten Tomatoes scores than I'm guessing some of these nominees. So what's the deal, Oscars? You want to be all trendy. You want people to talk about you in a way that doesn't involve a Will Smith slap. Let's actually nominate Jackass Forever for something in the best documentary category where no one has heard of any of these movies.
If you want people to forget the Will Smith slap, nominate the film where people get slapped on purpose.
Get it into libraries. Let the public decide.
They have given Jackass a nomination before for Bad Grandpa or Dirty Grandpa. Whichever one it was. One of those grandpa
that got a makeup nomination? Is that what
it did? Bad Grandpa.
Wow. Okay.
Dirty Grandpa, that's the Robert De Niro one, right?
Correct.
I think so.
Okay.
All right. Adam, what could have been nominated?
Well, Cow. I think Cow could have been nominated in this category.
Cow and EO would have made a great duo in the international and documentary section. I mean, talking livestock at the Oscars and Banshees winning would just, that would be the coup de grace.
All right.
Yeah, they totally should present an award or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Maybe Joaquin Phoenix can bring them on stage, because he's a vegan.
It's a good one. That's a good one.
All right, Todd. This is one of the more interesting ones, I think. What will win?
Navalny seems to be peaking at the right time. I would probably say that is the front runner, but I mean, I think A House Made of Splinters fits all the boxes, but nobody's seen it because it just now is available to rent. So
correct.
Yeah. So I think Navalny is the one. And
what's funny is the two that you just mentioned are not the two that I was thinking that it's between. I'm thinking Fire of Love has a good shot. It's won a lot of precursors leading up to it. And All the Beauty and the Bloodshed might be the most decorated of them all. Right now, what I'm thinking is don't overthink it. And I'm saying All the Beauty and the Bloodshed. Zach?
Yeah, I am going to second Todd that Navalny is peaking at the right time. And it's because it's a timely issue. I think back to An Inconvenient Truth or some of the other kind of social justice documentaries that have won. I think the Oscars, they're thinking about what the 2-minute highlight reel is going to be on local news networks. And they're thinking that they want to make a statement about the situation the terrible situation in Ukraine and the horrible things that Russia does. So this is one of their social justice moments. And for the record, it has picked up some awards. It won the BAFTA and it won the PGA. So I think Navalny has to be considered the front runner right now.
Good point. Adam?
Yeah, I have Navalny as well. House of Splinters is also based off the Ukraine stuff too, but Navalny I think is peaking right at the right time. So originally a couple months ago it would have been all the Beauty and the Bloodshed, but I think Navalny is picking up the steam right now.
I really think, though, like I said, I think there's 4 movies here that no one would be surprised if they won. And the one we didn't mention, All That Breeds, I mean, that's one of the more widely
That's the crowd-pleasing one. That's the funky one that probably feels like a winner, but
that's the My Octopus Teacher of the Year.
That's a good movie, though. The Octopus Teacher.
Yeah, so I any of these 5 could win, and no one would be that shocked. All right, moving on. Best Original Score, and the nominees here are All Quiet on the Western Front, Babylon, The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Fabelmans. I'm first on this one. What should win? Possibly the coolest score of the year is Babylon. And so if I'm gonna say really what should win, I'm gonna say Babylon. With a shout out to All Quiet, because that score was just weird. And it was cool because it was so weird. Zach.
What should win?
What should win?
Babylon. It's the only score this year that I could probably hum without having some sort of prompt. It was a beautiful, wonderful adaptation of kind of ragtime music, and Justin Hurwitz is amazing.
Come on, you can remember the da da in
Yeah.
all quiet, right?
It kind of it's like the same score in every movie like that. So
It's
wasn't
unlike
that
any war movie score I've ever heard.
All right, Adam, what should
I
win?
thought one of the weaker parts of the movie. If I'm being honest.
I'm gonna go with Babylon. I think it's pretty easy. Babylon. Switch should win.
Okay, Todd.
My favorite score of the year is easily All Quiet on the Western Front. That should be winning. And yeah, I mean, it's something that when I watched the movie, I was like, this music is so bizarre, fitting in this scenario. It reminded me of when Phantom Thread score was out. It's like, man, this is really like demented for this kind of like kind of material. And I think All Quiet on the Western Front's an amazing score.
All right, what could have been nominated? I'm going with the Batman. It was such a cool movie, and that score helped really build so much of what was going on in there. I think the Batman could have easily fit in here just fine. Zach.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Michael Abel's score for Nope, which was fantastic. He's done all of Jordan Peele's movies, and that score I am close to remember. If it played like on YouTube, I would be able to recognize it because it was really awesome and was really intense and heightened that movie really, really nicely. So Nope overall, and I know Adam would agree with me, should have been nominated for many, many awards.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, well, I had the Batman. I had Nope down as well, but I'll say the Northman here. I think the Northman had a really good score that played into that Viking lore there, and really gave this ominous feel to that film as well. So I would mention the Northman here.
Todd.
So I mean, the real answers are the Batman and Women Talking were two of the most memorable scores of the year. But the one I want to mention is 3,000 Years of Longing, which I don't think we have mentioned since we reviewed it. I think the score of that movie was fantastic. It was easily one of the 5 best scores of the year. And even though the movie was like whatever, I completely almost had forgotten about it, but I do remember the music.
All right, I don't remember much of anything about that movie. All right, what will win for best original score? I'm saying Babylon. I think this is where it gets its Oscar. Justin Hurwitz, he's a popular composer. I'm going Babylon. Zach.
I'm going to go Everything Everywhere All at Once. It won something called the SCL Awards. I'm not sure what that means, but it's an award winner. And yes, let's keep the train going. By someone called Sun Lux.
It's a band.
Oh, it's the band Sun Lux. Big fan.
Oh God, Spark Brothers all over again.
Adam,
I'm gonna go
what will win?
Babylon here. Babylon.
Todd.
All Quiet on the Western Front took the BAFTA, and that was like the clear indication that that's going to win because it is the one that people remember. So yes, that's the winner.
All right. Yeah, that'll be an interesting one. It'll definitely show just how strong Everything Everywhere All at Once is. If it can pull off score, that'll be a big thing.
It's really interesting that you say you like that score that much, Todd, because it was not music from World War One. It was like electro synth music from like Mad Max Fury Road or something. I mean, it did not fit the movie at all. I'm not saying it was necessarily bad music, but it just really took you out of the movie, I thought.
So then why'd you say it was like every other war movies?
Well,
I don't understand.
Okay, maybe I guess I would just say like it had that sort of intensity to it, but I just didn't. I don't know. I didn't like it. I'll just put it that way. It baffles me a little bit why it should be considered the front runner.
All right, moving on. Next, we have our other music category, Best Original Song, and the nominees there are Applause from the Diane Warren movie, Tell It Like a Woman, Hold My Hand from Top Gun Maverick, Lift Me Up from Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Natu Natu from RRR, and This Is a Life from Everything Everywhere All at Once. Zach, what should win?
This is my category right here. I don't know any of these songs. I don't care about any of these songs. I hate everything. I hate songs. I hate this category.
I hate songs. Zach,
Why do movies need them?
Adam
Vortex
hates
didn't
reading.
Quote of
need
the day.
Um,
I hate songs.
I hate reading. I hate songs.
Let's go with Tell It Like a Woman, because that would mean that that movie that no one's heard of has won an Oscar. So yeah, I like that idea.
The year Diane Warren gets her honorary Oscar is the
There
year
we
she
go.
actually makes an Oscar-worthy song.
Uh-huh.
All right, Adam, what should win?
Lady Gaga, Hold My Hand. It's a great song. My most played of the last year from Top Gun.
Todd?
Yeah, I mean, I also actually wrote down Tell It Like a Woman to is what should win, because then we would stop getting the Diane Warren every year nomination that from a movie that no one's heard of, which last year I actually did hear of the movie because I had watched it. It was like, what was it, Four Good Girls or Four Good Days? Four Good Days.
Four Good Days.
Yeah.
Glenn Close, yeah.
But this one's some movie with Jennifer Hudson, I guess. I don't know. Sure. That's what I'm saying. That should win. That'd make it fun.
Not Diane Warren, not Lady Gaga, not Rihanna. Do you know Natu? Natu should be winning this because it's amazing. It's a phenomenon, and it's like I should have nominated it for best scene when we did our awards, but I didn't. But Natu.
What won song last year?
So no one cares.
Good question.
I
guess
couldn't even remember who won Best Actress last year. I had to look that up. Does anyone? I mean,
Oh, Billie Eilish won last year.
Oh, right,
yeah.
for No Time to Die.
yeah.
So they're probably gonna be there to announce the winner, I would assume, right? You don't think so?
They're having the whole group get out there from RRR to perform the song live. I mean,
Yeah, but they're probably gonna do what
That's
they did with Husavik, which is what that reminds me of, where it's like because that movie they played that whole thing before the ceremony.
yeah,
but
they
it
did.
was,
That was a COVID thing, though. Like they had everyone singing it live remote.
well, either way, it's the one that everyone knows, which was what Husavik was, and that didn't win, even though it was the front runner going in. So I think that I think it's, I don't know.
Well, Diane Warren didn't win that year either. So
True.
Zach, what could have been nominated?
Oh, great question.
So glad
Yeah.
we prepared for this.
Yes.
I'm
Skip.
so glad he got to be first on this category.
Skip.
I'll think of something. Was there a song sung in one of these movies? Was there a
Probably.
yeah. I'll think of something. Come back to me. I'll find something here.
Adam,
I'm not interested. Just good. I don't have anything on the sack.
you don't have anything?
No, I
Okay,
didn't.
Todd?
Yeah.
My favorite song of the year was from Bones and All. It's the Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross song.
Yeah, there we go.
You Made It Feel Like Home, which is a really sort of sad and low key song. Something that I hadn't really heard them do before, and it's a really good song, and it's a great movie, obviously.
Yeah. There we go.
I had two written down, and I was gonna decide which one I wanted to say depending on what you guys said, and then none of you said anything. So,
What do you mean none of us? I had a
Todd
good
said
one.
something from Bones and All, but I haven't seen that, so that doesn't count.
The
song at the end of Bros, that Billy Eichner sings. I forget.
Oh,
what it's
that's a
called,
good one.
But that could have easily been in here. And then the other one I wrote down is they should have nominated two songs from Top Gun Maverick. I mean, I Ain't Worried from One Republic. That could have
That's not
easily
bad.
been in here.
Good call.
That it's the catchier song, but the Lady Gaga song was definitely the one set up to be the nominee. All right.
That Taylor
What?
Swift song from Where the Crawdads Sing.
Oh
that was
yeah,
her-
that one. Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
her-
everyone thought
her-
that was going to get nominated.
That was her chance to try to get an Oscar. That's why she did it.
Can you imagine-
the Till song?
There's a
Till
Taylor
had a good
Swift
song.
song.
Oh, yeah, I
the
forgot
Till
about that.
song. Yeah.
Can you imagine if this category had been Lady Gaga, Rihanna, and then Taylor Swift, Diane Warren?
What about the song at the end of White
Billy
Noise
Eichner.
by LED Sound?
Oh,
Could that
what
have
was
been
that
nominated?
one called?
Good Body Roomba, New Body Roomba.
Good body Roomba. Yeah, I didn't care enough about that end of that movie to care about the song.
All right.
All
What's
right.
winning?
Zach, what will win?
Well, I'm going to go with This Is a Life from Everything Everywhere All at Once because it's David Byrne. And David Byrne, actually, I believe, is an Oscar winner. I think he wrote the soundtrack for The Last Emperor in 1987, and he's performing it with Stephanie Sue and Mitski. So that's going to get the online community really buzzed and jazzed up, and I think it's the winner.
Adam,
Not to is winning.
Todd.
Yeah, it should be not to. I at least I would hope so because I have like $100 on that winning best original song. But but I will say something about the song from Everything Ever All at Once. I rewatched it yesterday. It's still not very good, but that song is so forgettable immediately. It reminded me of the Judas and the Black Messiah song that was also very forgettable immediately, and that one. So maybe Zach's
exactly.
I think it's not to. It's a phenomenon. This is the one place it's nominated. It's the one place they can honor it. It kind of feels like when Glenn Hansard and Marketa Irglova won for Once. Like that was a movie everybody loved, but for some reason it only got the song nomination, and so they had to win.
Well,
so that
the
they
Dancer
could
in the
honor that
Dark
movie.
didn't win in that scenario.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, I mean,
It's not to.
I can see it.
It's not to. All right, moving on. Next, we have makeup and hairstyling. Everybody's
Now we're
favorite
talking.
category. Yeah. All right. So our nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, The Batman, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Elvis, and The Whale. Adam, what should win?
Should win.
In case you forgot what's there you go. They're the nominees again.
No. I wrote down The Whale for some reason.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, I'll say The Whale.
All right. Todd?
I don't know. I mean, I guess the Batman. I think there's a lot of really cool stuff, especially the Colin Farrell character. I mean, it's just really good makeup work. So I'll go with that.
Yeah, I forgot about the Penguin in there.
New TV show coming to HBO Max soon.
That's true. I'm gonna go Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. They do such great stuff in those movies, especially in just creating Wakanda and all the different makeup work and hairstyling that happens in there to make it happen. Yeah, I'll go Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
Zach?
I will go All Quiet on the Western Front, the movie that this podcast liked, I think, more than any other movie in this category. And, besides the music, it had some really nice gruesome bodies, which is always a fun thing to do with makeup, right? So
that's true.
The guy does age a lot in the movie. He looks like, a little kid, but then by the end of the movie, his face is all messed up. It's kind of like Come and See,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. True. Come and See, yeah.
All right, what could have been nominated, Adam?
Babylon. I think Babylon hair and makeup. A lot of different things that could fit perfectly in for this category. Babylon,
especially the hair. I feel like for that.
Yeah.
They usually lean more on the makeup, but that would be a good hair one.
Good
Todd?
hair one, yeah.
Crimes of the Future. Body horror just almost never gets in at the Oscars, and that it has some of the really weirdest things that I've seen in a while. So Crimes of the Future.
All right, my pick for what could have been nominated is The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. I mean, dude, the makeup job they do on Nicolas Cage at the end there to make him look like some like Latin soccer coach is pretty remarkable. Because remember, his wife is like a former makeup artist or something. And
I was gonna say that's de-aging, but yeah, I mean the makeup stuff on that, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. Zach?
I'm gonna go Barbarian. Come on. I mean,
oh yeah.
Adam, back me up here. I mean,
it's a great one, actually. Yeah, another thing, they don't do horror movies. I was going to mention Barbarian in a little bit too, but yeah, Barbarian.
I was thinking you guys were going to say Pearl.
I mean, yeah.
Or X.
I think X
would probably be the better one.
Yeah, I guess that's what I mean. X.
Yeah. X would probably be the better one of the two. All right. Let's see here, Adam. What will win?
Ugh, I'm not happy about this one. It's going to be Elvis. Elvis is winning. Okay. Elvis is going to win. It's going to get one win, and that's it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Todd?
Yeah, this is a really competitive category between two movies, and that's Elvis and The Whale. And this will be I think a precursor to what wins Best Actor. But I think I think Elvis has the upper hand just because it made Austin Butler turn into Elvis. Like he looks so much like old Elvis at the end of that movie. It's really kind of terrifying.
So what you're saying is whatever wins this wins actor?
I think they go together.
I think
Because-
Spoiler alert.
I think they swap. Whatever one wins, that means the actor's going to win, or the
So-
opposite of the act.
The
So will the-
opposite's gonna win.
Yeah.
Will the act and Todd, in your scenario, will the best actor winner thank the makeup artist a la Meryl Streep when she won for the Iron Lady? That would be a good Oscar bet. That's got to be plus 450, right?
Well, I mean, I think that Austin Butler will thank every person in the room.
He will thank everyone everywhere all at once.
Yes, he will. Who's gonna have a longer speech, or who if it's Fraser or Butler who has a longer speech?
That's a great
Butler.
question that I don't think we would know the answer to unless this was everything everywhere all at once and we had multiverses.
That's
So
true.
I think that's just a losing bet. But
True.
All right. I'm gonna say Elvis is winning. That's my pick to win this. Zach.
yeah, I'm gonna say Elvis too. But like Todd, I got a lot of money wrapped up in this category. I have a plus 1,500 that we're gonna have a Faye Dunaway, Warren Beatty moment where they screw up the envelope, and it's actually going to be everything everywhere all at once that wins.
Oh,
It's plus
God.
1,500. You're getting good money for it. It's good value bet. I like it. So
So
actually,
write-in nominee that they
God,
haven't done in 100 years, or
that's I have it at plus. I'm going with Elvis. I'm just saying I got a little side hustle going on. I think everything everywhere all at once could pull off the upset.
I think I bet like $30 on Elvis.
This is how I win, Gary. This is how I win.
Oh my, that comment. You see that one that just popped up?
Oh,
Yes, exactly. That's what I mean.
Gracefully.
You got to play to our
thank you
audience.
for mentioning my old lady form. Oh man, thank you, Pearl, for being here. It makes it all worth it.
Yeah, that's great.
All right, moving on to our next category. We've got best visual effects.
Pearl would vote for Austin Butler, right? Pearl was probably swept away by Elvis's moves and probably very infatuated with him, right?
Probably.
Lots of sexual frustration.
All right, best visual effects. For this one, our nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and Top Gun: Maverick. All right, for this one, we're starting with Todd. And go ahead and say who will win too, because, yeah.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's even the biggest lock of the night. Avatar will win, and it should win because I mean the underwater stuff is just amazing. Like James Cameron outdid himself again, of course. So yeah, will win, should win. Avatar: The Way of Water.
Yeah, I'm saying the same thing. Avatar should win, and it will win. Zach?
Well, why the hell wasn't Everything Everywhere All at Once nominated in this category? Because I don't like the movie, but I will concede that this is the one category that the movie was impressive in. It had great visual effects, and it was only like a team of 5 guys that watched YouTube tutorials on how to do that shit. So, like, that to me is impressive, and it's just so indicative of the Oscars just being totally backwards that they would nominate it in all these other ridiculous categories, but the one where it's justified doesn't get a nomination. Come on. But yes, it's Avatar.
Adam?
Top Gun. No. Yeah, Avatar 2 is going to win, should win. Looking forward to Avatar 3 when the fire looks so hot that you actually feel the heat from the screen. It's going to be amazing.
Oh,
So
there you go.
Avatar 2, yeah.
Ooh, it's like smell-o-vision, like they did with that like that John Waters movie, the
Yeah.
polyester where you could smell the shit in the theater. That's a great idea. James Cameron, I'm sure he's watching.
He innovates. He innovates.
4D.
Mhm.
All right. Todd, what could have been nominated?
My second favorite visual effects of the year were in Men. Just
geez,
mainly
man.
the last scenes, like completely insane, and that probably is the way that they put together a lot of. I think it's more that than makeup. All of the Rory Kinnear characters. I think Men. It would have been a really weird nominee in this category, but I think it's pretty awesome.
That's a good call. I've got 2 written down. I'm going to go with the one that Zach isn't about to say, and that's RRR. There's some great visual effects in that, and yeah, Like all the animals, man, all of the freaking animals.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. It's amazing.
They weren't even donkeys or cows.
No. The tiger, man. The tiger chase is just awesome. Zach.
Well, I'm going to go with a movie that actually shows you the process for visual effects, and it did it in an incredible way. And it's a movie we all talked about on our end of the year episode, and that's The Bubble. Because The Bubble shows you what it's like to be in front of a green screen. And when the Maud Apatow did the TikTok dances in front of the Velociraptor, I was so engrossed. So that's my real, I'm really upset that didn't get a nomination.
I vomited in my mouth a little bit. Sorry.
Adam.
Would have been on brand for this year.
It would have been. Nope.
That's the one.
That's the one you should have mentioned. But yeah, Nope is the one.
I don't know. The actual design of the thing I thought was so weird, and I don't know. I that's not what I don't think that was one of the stronger parts of the movie. But okay.
Well, but then you also had, I mean, how much of the monkey was visual effects? Like, there's that whole part of it too.
Yeah,
it's true.
It'd just be all animals, like Zach says, no bears. Like, I don't know.
There weren't any bears in it, I don't think.
All right. Moving on. This is one of the bigger categories, one of the more interesting categories every year, and that is Best Editing. And for that, our nominees are The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Tar, and Top Gun Maverick. All right, I'm first on this one. What should win? I'm going to say Top Gun Maverick. The way they put that together, keep the suspense going on that, edit together all the visual effects along with all the real life footage of them in the fighter jets. It's awesome. Top Gun Maverick. That's what I say should win. Zach?
I'm going to say Tar, because let's hear the love for Tar, and it's a great movie, just like our channel is, and people should see it and subscribe to it. And it's edited by someone named Monica Willie, and that's great. So yeah, let's give it to Tar. Let's get some love. No, that's not the right category, Simone. That's coming up a little bit later. The category will win.
Yeah.
I know it's hard to keep straight. I've already messed it up a couple times.
Adam, what should win?
Top Gun Maverick should win here. I pretty much agree with your points there that you mentioned already.
Just because an edit is fast doesn't make it great. I mean, we all love Top Gun. I'm just saying that, like, sometimes it takes a 14-minute unbroken shot at Juilliard, yeah, to be a demonstration of great editing. That's all I'm saying.
Well, like Todd and I said in our Spirit Awards list, we voted for Tar for that.
Yeah, and the decision not to cut makes a big difference too.
Exactly.
That's why Tar is great. But for me, I mean,
Tar was like second for me.
I still think Top Gun should be winning, though. It is just not a wasted second. Like, at any point, it moves so fast, and it moves so seamlessly between scenes, and yeah, the cutting of the everything in the air is astonishing. But yeah, it should be winning.
We could have done without Ed Harris.
No, Ed Harris is very necessary.
Is he?
All right. Yeah, he is. He's always necessary.
Shout out to Ed Harris.
What could have been nominated? I'm going to go with the movie that I just watched a couple days ago that someone else is going to be very happy that I'm going to mention. I'm going to say Vortex.
All right. Now there we go. Can we get
talk about some creative editing to make that movie about seamlessly nothing for almost 2.5 hours?
Yeah.
Compelling because you can't stop looking at the side by side, and then like the flashes wherever the cuts are. It's just so fascinating, and it's the most creative editing I've seen all year. So that's what I'm gonna say could have been nominated.
Can you give your 60-second review of it? I really want to hear what your thoughts are about Vortex.
Oh man,
can we interrupt this podcast to get Terry's thoughts?
Are we going to talk about it later?
Let's save it for when we talk about our awards. Yeah, let's wait for our awards.
That's a better idea. You're right.
Yeah. All right, Zach, what could have been nominated?
What could have been nominated? Definitely not A Man Called Otto, so I'm not going to return the favor. But There are plenty of good edited movies out there. Let's see. I'm gonna go with I'll go with Kimmy. Kimmy was really well edited. Tight.
Good job.
It was such a
Fast.
lousy movie. I don't know.
You
Shut
don't like
up.
Kimmy, really?
Come on.
Wait, do you feel it misrepresented Seattle?
I mean,
delivered
sort
those
of. Yeah,
toilet
but I mean,
sets. I was
yeah,
behind- I was-
the toilets were good. I don't know, but it was just lame. I don't know.
Okay,
I was behind the scenes. I was right on the corner from that riot sequence. Great editing. They edited me out.
I'll change my vote then to Adam Daly for his edit of the Malkovich impressions. How about
Yeah.
that? That should have
Hello.
Hello. Don't
That
say
should
that
have been
again. 'Cause I'll
commended.
laugh too hard. That gets me every time. Stop. Hell. Oh
right.
God.
Adam, what could have been nominated for you here?
If you guys have anything in the comments, make sure you guys leave us comments. I know there's quite a bit of people in here now. So I'm After Sun. I think that was another one from the Spirit Awards that I was just there to be I was almost wanting to vote for as well. I think what they were able to do for that movie was able to some really good edits between the two different forms of what they recorded on. So After Sun.
That's a good point. Cassie says there's a lot of good edited movies. Thank you, Cassie.
Thank you.
She's
There
watching
are.
from downstairs. All right,
There's
Todd.
also some really bad edited movies too.
Like The Bubble.
True. I mean, I'll say The Woman King, and like that's another sort of
Oh,
like
nice.
action movie kind of thing. But that movie is like genuinely like gripping for the for the duration of the movie. I love The Woman King.
All right, so let's talk about what will win for best editing. I'm going Top Gun Maverick. I think this is going to
Wow.
be
Upset.
this potentially is where it gets its due. I think there is a heavy correlation between this and another category that I might be picking it for as well, and so I think it gets in here. Zach.
I'm going Everything Everywhere All at Once because it won the Critics' Choice Award and because America loves it. Everybody loves it. It's the greatest movie of all time, apparently.
There's
Yeah,
where that
Simone
comment
was
comes
right.
in.
Thank you, Simone.
Simone, you're right.
Thanks.
Adam.
Thanks, Simone. Cheers.
Everything Everywhere All at Once. We're going to win here. I just think it's a precursor for what the night's going to come. So,
Todd.
This is a tough one. I do have money on Top Gun winning Best Editing, but Everything Everywhere All at Once did win the BAFTA, which was weird. And I don't know, Top Gun's editing room kind of reminds me of like Baby Driver's editing, which ended up coming up short to Dunkirk, if I remember right. But if you watch the Spirit Awards yesterday, the editor of Everything Everywhere All at Once is super awkward. But he also is like sort of like this weird heartthrob guy as well, apparently. But that's
Is it
what
just me
people
or
were
does he
saying.
look like Army Hammer?
He sort of does, yeah. And he's very not funny. So if people watch this speech, they won't vote for him. But all of the Next Best Picture people were like gawking over him. So I don't know. I'm saying Top Gun Maverick's gonna win. But
Yeah, I saw pictures of him on there, and everyone was like, "Oh, look how hot he is." I'm like, why is no one saying he just looks like Army Hammer?
because they already made an Army Hammer joke earlier in the thing.
Okay.
they don't like
Can I just say what a terrible ceremony that was? Like, okay,
was
I
bad.
tuned in for the first part of it with Hassan Minaj. I don't know if that's his name.
That was the worst
Unwatchable.
opening ever.
Unwatchable, absolutely unwatchable. And then, so of course, I turn it off, give it a little time, figure, hey, let's get to the speeches. Turn it back on. It's Hassan Minaj again, and this time he's accosting Cate Blanchett and Todd Field, and they are saying, no, stay away.
And they
stay
get under
away.
the table to get away from him.
Speaking of which, I wanted, hey guys, make a face real quick. I want to make sure I get a thumbnail picture for our for YouTube views real quick. Just put that out there. Get under the table. Riz Ahmed. If you looked at our comments section, you would know that video. Somebody mentioned Riz Ahmed or mentioned massage.
He was Riz Ahmed.
Yeah, he thought he was Riz Ahmed.
Hilarious.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
Anyway, whatever.
All right. Moving on. A few more texts to go. Best Sound is next. And for Best Sound, the nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Elvis, and Top Gun Maverick. Zach, you're up first on this one. What should win?
What should win is All Quiet on the Western Front. Amazing, not soundtrack, but track with sounds in it, and really captures the battlefield beautifully. And for a movie that I watched on Netflix, really engrossed me. Due in large part to sequences that do not have dialogue for long stretches, but show and really detail the terrifyingness of war and all that stuff. I don't know, that or Top Gun. Both of them are pretty acceptable in my mind.
Adam.
It really engrossed you, but the score took you out of it. I don't know.
I feel like the score wasn't even that big a part of it. It was mostly the original sounds of it.
That is true. Yeah, I'm just messing with you. Top Gun Maverick, best sound, but I would be perfectly fine if All Quiet was the should win as well.
Todd.
Yeah, I like All Quiet on the Western Front here as well. Because of how it mixes in the score with all the sound effects and with just the overall ambiance of that picture. It's just since it's one category, I think this is the winner. I think it is my winner at least.
Which one was it? I cut out there for a second.
All Quiet on the Western Front is what I said.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, and for me, I'm going Top Gun Maverick. I think the work it does with sound in there is pretty outstanding. However, I'll give a shout out Avatar: The Way of Water. I mean, the tech work that James Cameron does on these things is amazing, and it doesn't just stop at the visual effects. So, my runner-up would probably be Avatar, but Top Gun Maverick is pretty great. Zach, what could have been nominated?
What could have been nominated? Let's see here. I'm gonna run through the list here. Let's go with EO. Got a lot of donkey sounds in there. Not easy to do. Not easy to get a donkey to. Was it bray? Is that what a donkey does? It's impressive work. Nice job, EO.
You didn't say EEAAO, not just EO.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. I think
Adam?
I get that joke. I don't know.
I understood that reference. I'm going with Barbarian here. A lot of good horror movies have to have good sound, so to build that atmosphere. And I feel like, this is a perfect category for some of the horror films to get in there. So, Barbarian is what I would say.
Todd.
13 Lives, I think, is one of those movies that just has like several great craft things that could have been mentioned, but nobody really saw it. I felt this, it reminded me a little bit of like World Trade Center or something, where it's like there are a lot of things that were great about the movie, just nobody watched it, so it got ignored everywhere. 13 Lives. Yeah, it should have been here.
I still need to watch that one. I don't know why I just didn't. I'm going with Nope. That's my pick for sound. I think there's a lot of good stuff going on in there that shows a lot of great sound work. So Nope is my pick. All right. Zach, what will win for best sound?
This is a low-key, really interesting category. I don't think Batman or Avatar will win. I kind of think it's a three-way race between All Quiet, Elvis, and Top Gun. I'm going to go Elvis. I feel like it's the flashier film. I feel like they're going to reward it on the basis of like the sound mixing. And of course, sound isn't differentiated now. So it's all kind of a catch-all category at this point. And it's definitely the one that people will be thinking about in terms of sound more so than the other two, which are more based on visuals and are frankly movies that they don't like as much.
Adam.
So Elvis is Bohemian Rhapsody. Interesting.
Exactly.
I'm going to go with Top Gun. Top Gun Maverick gets a win here.
Todd?
Yeah, I have Top Gun as well. It fits the profile of what wins this category, or at least what has won the category since it became one category. It's the winner.
And since it became one category,
I guess Sound and Metal won.
Yeah. Well, sound and editing go together, right? Whoever wins sound wins editing.
So what was it last year?
I think that's what it was last year. Oh, let me double check.
I don't remember what won last year.
Let me look.
Because the year before, Sound of Metal.
I'm going Top Gun Maverick.
Both.
Right. Let's see here. So last year, it was Dune won both sound and editing.
Oh, that's right.
There
And
we
I would
go.
say it was an obvious for sound, but not necessarily an obvious for editing. And it feels like sound just kind of editing comes along with sound, like they just go together now.
And
So
Everything Everywhere was not
uh,
nominated for.
right, it
this
was
one.
not nominated here. So,
Yep.
and some people are saying, well, if it was nominated for sound, then it would win both sound and editing. But
That would be
maybe
ridiculous.
Zach can talk about that prop that he can find for that one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, next we have Best Costume Design, and the nominees for that one are Babylon, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. Adam, you're first on this one.
All right, I still haven't seen
What should win?
I haven't seen Elvis or Miss Paris Goes to Paris. However, I will say that
How have you
Babylon.
not watched Elvis yet?
He's scared of it.
Wait, you
What?
haven't seen Elvis?
No, I'm watching. My goal this week, because I want to do YouTube Shorts for my ranking of the best pictures. Babylon and Triangle of Sadness are the two that I haven't seen yet, so those will be watched this week. So
Elvis, you mean?
that's
You
what-
saw
I thought
Babylon.
I said
Yeah,
Elvis
you've
and Triangle of Sadness.
No, you said Babylon.
I did. Okay, I should cut down the whiskey. But anyway, it's Elvis and Triangle of
We
Sadness.
need to talk about this. You really haven't seen Elvis?
You're like
How
the
is this
one
a
person.
I have no interest.
Literally the
Streaming.
one
It's on
person.
HBO Max.
It is. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I feel glad for you, Adam. I think you're the MVP of this podcast. That you didn't have to sit through it.
That's why
And
I don't
I
want
would
to.
just recommend lots and lots of alcohol.
Okay, Tom Hanks. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Tom
So
Hanks is bad.
what should win? What'd you say?
Babylon.
Babylon. Todd, what do you say?
I say Elvis. He's in a different outfit every single time, and they all just look totally of the. It just fits Elvis. Everything does. They're great costumes. Double win for Catherine Martin.
Yeah, I'm definitely the biggest fan of Elvis on here, but I'm going with Babylon too, just simply because of the sheer scope and scale of what needed to be done with the costumes in that. I'm saying Babylon should win. Zach?
Yeah, it's kind of a question of like scope versus like individual. Is it more impressive to dress one character over time or dress many characters in big sequences? And the other question is it better to give an Oscar to a good movie or to a steaming pile of shit? And I'm going to say the former, not the latter. So I would give it to Babylon.
Nice. And I think this is the fact that Margot Robbie would say during her opening dance sequence that outfit did not fall off. That's what she would even say in her interviews. That's prop. Good job, costume designer.
All right. Well, Adam, what could have been nominated?
I got two here. I think there's a world where Blonde also gets kind of in this conversation, and The Woman King. That's what I would kind of mention.
Yeah, those are good ones. Todd?
Well, in the same way of Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, my number one costumes of the year was from something that is also something like costume related, and that's Corsage. I think that definitely.
Oh, Terry loved that movie.
Had a lot of great costumes in there, and period costumes, and that is something that probably would have been a contender if it was in English, I would imagine. So Corsage.
Good call.
European period piece that's going to have good costumes in it.
Yeah.
All right, I won't completely outside the box here for costume design for what could have been nominated, but I think this one has a lot of really fun costumes in it, and that's Bullet Train. They would never nominate something like this, but man, are there some fun stuff going on in there? You've got just all the different characters, all the different costumes they wear kind of throughout and hiding themselves. Bullet Train, man, that would have been a fun costume design nomination.
I thought you were going to say RRR. That was another one that I really liked.
Another good one.
Bullet Train.
That costume had to have glue on it.
It had to be glued on. It definitely had to be.
That's a dumb kid.
You were thinking I was going to say RRR, Todd?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could have said that too, but
Very extravagant costumes.
True. Zach?
I'm going to go Don't Worry, Darling. Even though I didn't like the movie, I thought
that's
it
a
had
good
some
call,
really
too.
cool costumes in it.
Yeah.
A different type of period piece that they don't necessarily look at as often.
Yes.
Okay, Adam, what will win?
Elvis is going to win this.
Okay, Todd.
Yeah, these are former winners here. Like Black Panther won the original. Jenny Bevins won before, but Catherine Martin is going to win for Elvis.
Yeah, I'm saying Elvis as well. However, don't count out Black Panther. I mean, it surprised the first time around. This one could surprise again, but yeah, Elvis is the front runner here for sure. Zach.
Yeah, it's. I think it's between Elvis and Black Panther. I would go with Elvis, but I am intrigued by if Mrs. Harris won. Would that be the most random Oscar win of all time? Would that beat out like even like Ex Machina as the most random Oscar win? Like, why is Mrs. Harris even there in this category?
Because it's a movie
it
about
baffles me.
fashion. The same
I
way
guess.
Cruella won last year.
In a weird way, I kind of like. It's like what I said earlier about The Quiet Girl. I kind of like Mrs. Harris as like a crazy long shot, like 20,001. I'd put $10 on it. Why not? I think it's worth the odds. Just make it worth it.
I think it's like 15-1 or something. So I looked.
Oh really? Oh, that's not good enough. I need
That's
sweeter
not worth
odds.
it.
I need some action. If I'm gonna make this goddamn ceremony interesting to watch. Adam, you should just like start watching Elvis and then watch the Oscars and then go back to Elvis because it will still be on after the Oscars are over. It'll be in like 1968 by then.
We need like a pitch count on Elvis. All right.
The next joke Zach's gonna have is Elvis started when Pearl was made and ended after when X was over.
I was trying to put in a Pearl and Elvis joke somewhere along the way, but see, that's what Maxine maybe is. Well, no, Maxine.
You see who got casted in Maxine? Maxine's cast is stacked.
Yeah, it is.
Really?
There's some go research on it real quick, but yeah.
I just want to know if Judd Hirsch plays her uncle, and then he can come in for a scene and get an Oscar nomination. I want them to do I want Ty West to do every decade. Like, we get a 50s Maxine and we get a 60s Pearl. I love it. It's like, Ken Burns' baseball of like sex movies, and each movie is a different decade. Ty West, if you're listening, could you do that? I'd be on board for that shit.
And all of them star Mia Goth.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Moving on. Best production design. And Todd, you're going to be first on this one. The nominees here are All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, Babylon, Elvis, and The Fabelmans. Todd, what should win?
Babylon should win for similar reasons to like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and stuff like that. Like the recreation and everything is pretty remarkable. It's the best achievement here.
Pearl's weighing in. Pearl agrees. Please, Ty West, please make this happen. Pearl wants it.
The 50s version could be a little bit like Don't Worry, Darling, but then so could the present day version. Although that's kind of a spoiler, but like you could have, great costumes in it as well. And, maybe you could have multiverses in it too. I don't know. Ty West, are we all agreed that Ty West should be represented at the Oscars? Why didn't either of these films get nominated? Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris does, but not a movie that's, I don't know. Has anyone seen Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris? I guess I shouldn't discriminate. What's your 10-second review of it, Todd? I'm curious.
I mean, I get the costume design nomination, but I mean, the movie overall is just whatever. It's exactly what it sounds like.
I feel like Frances McDormand should have starred in it.
I feel like your Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris review should be similar to Jason Segel's review of Chocolate with Johnny Depp. Just delightful.
Yeah. Just delightful. Yeah.
See, when they announced Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, I thought it was about Ed Harris's wife, going to Paris to get the materials to make the vest that it looks like she got off a gypsy. That's the movie I want to see. That's the best costume design.
Off the rails.
All right, back to best production design. I'm right with Todd. Babylon should win this. All the recreation there is insane. Zach, what do you think should win production design?
What should win? Babylon. No question.
Okay, Adam.
Babylon.
Well, that's easy. Todd, what could have been nominated?
I'm gonna say The Northman for this one.
Ooh.
That's one that I don't know. I mean, period piece stuff and whatever, but it's really fantastical sort of at the same time, and it's really like everything about Robert Eggers movies just feels like real, and even though I know that area wasn't real, it just looks like it.
I still need to see that one. My pick for what could have been nominated here is going to be Glass Onion. It's not the type of production design they normally go for, but there's some really cool stuff going on there in just how they put that whole house together. And yeah, I think that's a fun one that could have been nominated. Zach?
Yeah, I'm looking at my list. I see a lot of movies that couldn't have been nominated, like Saint Omer. That's probably not getting the nomination. You know, it's just one single set, the whole movie. Probably not The Whale. Probably not Jackass Forever, sadly. Let's go. I liked Javi's house. Let's go The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. You know, you got to decorate
Nice.
the house with all the Nicolas Cage memorabilia, and then there's that big wall that he climbs over. Great production design. I love it.
Wasn't that
thumbs
big
up.
of a wall?
It's
He can walk around it.
grotesque.
Yeah.
Adam, what do you got?
I got the movie Living. I think Living could have got something that kind of reminded me of the Father a little bit, with like how those different offices were all set up too, and I could see it. There's a lot of stuff going on in those the offices and the sets there. So
a lot of stuff going on in those offices, if you know what I mean. Oh yeah.
Cassie says Northman would be cool. It's a whole world. It's a whole world.
So
I need to
she's
see it
seen this,
still.
but you haven't, huh?
Yep. She's seen it. I haven't.
Good.
She
She
has
has
a thing
good
for
What's
taste.
the story there? Why haven't you
She has a
seen it?
thing for the Skarsgårds. That's what's going on.
I know,
there.
but why didn't you
That's-
see it when it came out? I thought, didn't we
That makes
review it
sense.
together?
No,
she
I thought it
probably
was
likes Everything Everywhere's editor too.
I don't know if she's seen a picture of him yet. All right, Todd, what will win?
It's I mean I kind of alluded to it earlier. It's Elvis. I think this is I think Catherine Martin gets her double win this year. So Elvis is going to be the winner. Production design.
I think she's got here's her. It has a Viking. That's why Cassie's seen it. There you go.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Babylon still pulls this one out. It's kind of been the front runner moving through, and I think it holds off everything that's going on with the front runner and everything else. So and Cassie had a comment with that. I mean, it has an elephant, so Babylon should win, and it will win. That's what I'm saying. Zach?
Why the Fablemans? Why is that even nominated in this category? Like,
that's a great question.
Wasn't Lincoln nominated in this category too? I mean, it's the same thing.
No, Lincoln's like impressive. Lincoln's more of a ambitious like period piece, and this movie is a period piece. But like, I mean, what they designed the set where they went camping. Ooh, that was exciting.
The Fablemans
The
have
high
a
school
monkey.
when they went to the
set
beach.
that looked like a student film.
Yeah, real hard work there.
True.
I gotta tell you.
Lincoln.
Okay, who the winner's gonna? It's gonna be Elvis.
Okay, interesting.
Yep.
Adam.
It won the Set Designer and Spirit Award. No, it didn't. SDSA, whatever that stands for.
Ooh,
Society of Digital Set Addiction.
Yep.
Yeah, there we
Exactly.
go.
That's it.
Cool. I'm going with Babylon, and yeah, because it has an elephant. And I actually showed my wife that movie, the first 45 minutes of it, and she actually said, "This is all right." Yeah, that's what her thoughts were.
You showed her the first less than third of the movie.
Yes, I did, because she actually didn't tell me to turn it off, but she's like, "We got stuff to do." I was like, "At least we watch the first the opening." That's
what would be a better opening to show someone that has no idea what the movie is? Would you go with the first 30 minutes of Babylon, or would you go with the first 5 minutes of The Whale? Because I think The Whale, you go with the first 5 minutes of that where he's, showing self-love. And the pizza boy comes in, the Mormon kid comes in. It's a great way to start a movie.
I was self-love. Oh, that's right. Anyway, this is what's next.
And the pizza boy. Like, what are we even talking about here?
I don't know what we're talking.
You don't remember the opening scene of The Whale?
I know exactly what you're talking about. I think we need to do a new game at some point on the podcast where we just throw out abbreviations and see if Zach can guess what they mean. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Okay. Next category. I'm starting. It is best cinematography. For best cinematography, our nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Bardo, False Chronicle of a Handful of Truths, Elvis, Empire of Light, and Tar. All right. I haven't seen Bardo yet, but what I say should win, I think Empire of Light should win. I mean, Roger Deakins is the master for a reason. This movie, every 30 seconds, there's another shot that I want to just have printed and up on my wall because it's just gorgeous. Yeah, this movie is it's made. It's one of those love letters to cinema, and in doing so, it makes just like these moments that feel like these amazing cinematic moments that are just awesome. So I think Empire of Light should be winning this. Zach.
You realize that got the nomination not because of any cinematography in the movie, but because of the name of the cinematographer.
Well,
right?
absolutely. But I've seen the movie, and the cinematography is outstanding. Todd will back me up on this.
I agree. It is beautifully shot, and as you would expect.
Yeah. So Zach, what do you think should win?
As another podcast sometimes put it, it's handsomely mounted. I'm going to go with Tar because we need to rack up the Tar love in every category we can. Listen, America. Okay, this is like the Jimmy V speech. Okay, we need your support. We need your support for Tar. It's the only movie besides Babylon that people will be thinking about a year from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. And if we say that it's not going to win anything, because wasn't cinematography the one award it won at the Indie Spirit Awards?
Yeah, and the guy didn't show up because he's shooting in Iceland. And I don't know. So he needs to actually show up at the Oscars.
Is he shooting Husavik too?
Probably.
All right. Adam, what should win?
Tar, easily. Tar. Cinematography.
Okay, Todd.
What should win is All Quiet on the Western Front. I mean, war movies win these kind of things a lot, but I think this one was particularly striking how it was shot, and everything visually about the movie is forever ingrained in my head. It's a masterpiece of cinematography.
All right. Now, what could have been nominated? This is the easiest one of all because the biggest snub on nomination morning was the fact that Top Gun Maverick was not in Best Cinematography. It was a front runner. It had won all the precursors and then doesn't get nominated. So, Top Gun Maverick should have been here. And if it did, it would be the clear front runner. So this is one of those categories where it's kind of it's been a little bit up in the air because the front runner is not there. So yeah, Top Gun Maverick should have been here. Zach.
Okay. I mean, you could make the case for almost any big budget action movie having great cinematography. I mean, you could say the same thing about like The Woman King. But when I look for cinematography, I look for artistic interpretations of cinematography. So I like the cinematography from After Sun. I thought that movie had some real intentional artistic flourishes, and the cinematography was a little bit unusual. It sometimes did draw attention to itself, but I think that was part of Charlotte Wells' design for the movie. And I think it was a really important part of the movie. So that's, to me, that's more impressive than even big budget action movies.
Catherine says Tar is not going to win anything.
I mean,
you may be right, sadly, but we can hope.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Is she referring to the Oscars or the Almost Sideways Awards? Because it can't win director. So it probably won't win anything. Thanks, Adam.
All right. Well, Adam, what do you think is winning or could have been nominated for cinematography?
Well, Top Gun, you already said it. I like After Sun as well. But I'm going to throw out another little film, Marina. I really loved how that movie was shot. It was a very beautiful film to kind of look at as well. Way smaller, but had no shot of being nominated. But I just really like that movie a lot. So.
Todd.
So I mean, obviously Top Gun was what I was thinking about, but one I want to mention is one that I feel like I'm the only one that remembers the movie is The Cursed, because I feel like that movie had a lot of really interesting crafts and a really great supporting performance, which I had in my top 10 supporting performances of the year. But Yeah, it's one of those movies that we saw early in the year that just never really dropped out of my top 5 cinematography throughout the year, which I was surprised by.
That they changed the title. The title's the worst title than what they had.
What is it now?
The Cursed. It was 7 Pieces of Silver. That
Oh,
was
that's
the original
right.
title. Yeah,
I
it's way
remember
better.
talking about. That's right.
Right. Remember that now.
Yeah.
All right.
Zach
Now
doesn't
what?
remember at all.
No, no.
He's like, what? Werewolf
we
movie.
reviewed that.
We did. Okay.
That's back
What
when he was
will
drinking. He
win?
doesn't remember.
What will win best cinematography? I'm going with All Quiet on the Western Front. I think that's the new front runner here. Zach?
I'm going to go Mandy Walker for Elvis, which would be the first time I believe a woman has won for best cinematography, and I think that's something that the Oscars would love to self-promote. I'm trying to think. I mean, the cinematographer from Power of the Dog did not win last year, which I thought was a pretty shocking development. I mean, I know she's going up against Dune, but yeah, I like
Rachel
Elvis.
Morrison lost, right? She was.
Yeah, I mean, I heard somewhere that this would be the first time a woman would win best cinematographer. So it has not happened before.
She was Mudbound was the first time a woman was nominated for cinematography, and she lost. Yeah.
Adam, who's going to win?
I got All Quiet on the Western Front winning here. I think that one's pretty good, but also Tar. I want Tar to win, but I think All Quiet.
Todd?
Yeah, after All Quiet won at BAFTA, and then over Top Gun, and then Top Gun got snubbed anyway at the Oscars. Yeah, it's locked up. This is All Quiet's for sure.
All right. Now it's time. Now we're to the major categories. So we're going to talk about our
best animated short, right? This is what we've been waiting for this whole time.
Absolutely.
Major category.
So as we go through these, we'll do our shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and then we'll reveal the winners of the Almost Sideways awards for each of them. So first one up here, Zach, we're going to go to you first on this, and we're going to go with adapted screenplay. Adapted screenplay, the nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery, Living, Top Gun Maverick, and Women Talking. Zach, what should win?
For me, it would be a race between Living and All Quiet on the Western Front. I guess I'm intrigued by how All Quiet on the Western Front, both of them are adaptations of previous movies, which is kind of interesting. Although, and both of them are, well, one of them is, I guess, based on a book, and the other one's by a novelist. So I don't know. I guess I would go with the one that's a little more talky. I would go with Living. And I really like Kazuo Ishiguro as a writer. Remains of the Day is a great book. And yeah, I'd be happy if that won.
Adam.
All right, I got All Quiet on the Western Front winning here. I just think there's a lot of good moments there that thought it was a really good adaptation to the story. So yeah, I'm going to go with that one.
Todd.
I mean, I think Women Talking should win. It was my number 2, number 3 adapted screenplay of the year, and it's all about like Mark Wahlberg said, women are talking. Like, yeah, but it works, and like it's a really interesting movie for like 2 hours, and all it is people talking, and that is a testament to great writing.
Ben Wishaw.
Yeah, for me, I'm going with Living. I just saw this movie yesterday, getting ready to vote on our Almost Sideways awards, and
is it number 1 of the year? Like I said,
loved it. Not number 1 of the year, but like top 5. Yeah,
I knew it. It's because of the train scene, right?
it's just the whole thing. I just love that movie, and yeah. So Living is Living. It's amazing.
It's a great choice.
So, yeah, that's what I say should win. All right, now to what could have been nominated. And I don't know if you guys did this, but what I tried to do here is talk about other stuff, not even stuff that we nominated. Just trying to say something different, something that we didn't nominate, the Oscars didn't nominate. Zach, what could have been nominated in adapted screenplay?
I really liked. Let me see here. I don't know. Let's go with Pearl. Why not? It's an adaptation, right?
It is
because of the characters in a movie earlier that year.
I mean, that's why Top Gun's nominated. I mean, it wasn't a year ago; it was 30 years ago. But sure, let's go Pearl. Come on, Pearl. Can we hear some support? It's funny
I
that
mean,
Pearl
isn't Pearl nominated for us?
It would be
is nominated for us. Yeah.
It's curious that Pearl
Yeah.
understands how to use YouTube and the internet at such an old age. Maybe she left us though. It is past her bedtime, possibly.
What are the chances
Adam,
that
what
someone
could have
we
been
know?
nominated?
That's a good point.
That's a great question.
What could have been out? She said. I haven't seen it, but I did predict that a Weinstein movie would happen in this next decade.
You can't predict. You can't say something should be nominated that you haven't seen.
I'm just saying that should be.
Isn't that
It's
sort
a
of
movie
a
that should have been
ground rule?
nominated.
I
Puss in
agree.
Boots should have won. And he hadn't seen
Yeah,
that either.
I know. He's doing this again. Yeah.
Are you going to say Elvis should win Best Picture, or Austin Butler
No.
should win?
But
Well,
the question was asked what we did not vote for or we nominated, and it's something I haven't seen. But I just know that movie, that's a good spot to put a nomination on this movie, considering it would be the perfect battle of the women movies. So,
Okay.
Todd,
Battle of the Women.
what could have been nominated?
So if I'm not including things that we're nominated, then my number 2 adapted screenplay of the year was Bones and All, which is just, I mean, obviously great characters like the Mark Rylance character, as Zach would agree, and I don't know, it's a I don't know why I love that movie so much and why it took me so much when I watched it, but it's fantastic.
What is it adapted from?
I don't know. Is it a
book? It's a book.
It did feel like a ripoff of Badlands at many parts. So I don't know if a ripoff constitutes adapted screenplay, but
it was a book in 2015.
So I had She Said written down for what could have been nominated. I love that movie. I thought it worked really well. It vastly surpassed my expectations of what it was going to be. If I was going to say something else, since it's already been mentioned, I'll say The Batman. I think that's another great adapted screenplay from this year that did a lot of cool things. All right. Zach, what will win Best Adapted Screenplay?
this is an interesting race. A month ago, I would have said Living, but I think Women Talking has kind of come out as the front runner here. Again, more of an apology than anything else for the fact that the real lack of female representation at this year's awards, kind of hearkening back to the pre-Me Too era. And it got a Best Picture nomination. It's got some sort of pull with the Academy, although it's a pretty reluctant pull. And I feel like they want Sarah Polley to be up there, and Frances McDormand will probably get on her feet again and tell all the women to stand up. So let's do it. Let's make that happen. Inclusion rider.
Inclusion rider.
Pearl's still here.
Oh, thank you, Pearl.
Pearl would kill for you,
Pearl.
Zach.
I would go for you.
I really don't like
Kill for you,
alligators.
not kill you. But
Oh,
kill
okay.
for you.
I would kill for you. Nice.
It is Pearl, so we have to make sure that there's that word is there.
It's a star,
So-
man. Star common sense to the star.
All right, Adam, what will win?
Women talking. Women are talking for sure, and I think that's a good win here for this movie.
Is it bad that the only female representation on this podcast is a woman who's 130 years old and is a sadistic sex maniac killer? Feeds people to alligators?
She's probably upset that she got snubbed for biggest stick man. To be honest.
Yeah. Todd, what will win?
What will win is Women Talking. It won the Scripture Award, I believe, yesterday, and it's probably going to win the Writers Guild later today. It has the Best Picture nomination. It feels like the one like Belfast last year. It's like, okay, this is the one spot that we can award this movie, and it'll be good enough.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Women Talking. I think it's kind of emerged. This is where it's going to get honored. All right. So that's adapted screenplay at the Oscars. But now let's talk about adapted screenplay for the Almost Sideways Awards. So we announced the nominees a few weeks ago. We caught up on anything we need to get caught up on. We voted. So to remind everybody, the nominees for Best Adapted Screenplay for the Almost Sideways Awards are All Quiet on the Western Front, The Batman, Paris 13th District, Pearl, The Stranger, and Top Gun Maverick. You guys have any predictions where you think this is going to go, or anything?
I think we're
any
gonna have
movies you've watched recently that you hadn't seen before.
we're gonna have a very upset viewer if one of those doesn't win. She might go on a killing spree.
That important word of 4 might be removed from the next comment, and
I kill you, Zach. I'll kill you.
I honestly don't know where this is going because none of you had seen Paris 13th District before like the last week or two. So I don't know. I would hope that has a chance, but I'm not really sure. I got nothing.
Yeah, All Quiet could be the favorite here. That's probably as a possibility. I don't know.
All right,
This is a tough one.
Well, let's see what happened. I wish I'd loaded up our award in here so I could show everyone watching our Almost Sideways movie award, which is a bottle of wine that says the AS Awards because it's abbreviation.
We need to reach out to like a winery and actually make this wine.
All right. So I was thinking about this. Do I say and the Pinot goes to?
Oh, there we go.
I like that as a name. That's a good. Yeah, I like that. That's good.
I think it works, especially if the bottle of wine is our award. All right,
better than the Cab Franc.
So best adapted screenplay. Again, here are the nominees, and the Pinot goes to All Quiet on the Western Front. And here's how the voting went.
Poor Top Gun Maverick. It didn't write itself, people.
That's awesome.
I mean, hey, The Stranger came in second. I think that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that was probably the most well-liked among us. But I have no idea what you guys think of Paris 13th District. So what's the verdict?
It's a good movie. It's definitely Zach, or not. It's definitely Todd. But watching, I was like,
"Is it a Todd movie?" I mean, it's sort of like Closer, I guess, in a way. But
yeah, I put it on. And I was like, "Oh shit, Ev, you need to leave the room." There's definitely some nudity right at the beginning.
I think it's definitely Pearl's favorite movie of the year with all the sex and
yeah, I was like, whoa.
It was good. It was good. I didn't think it was necessarily that great, but I'm not a huge fan of just those like slice of life lived in movies like that.
Yeah, I texted Todd.
You voted it last, probably. Damn it!
I didn't think I put it last. Let me look. Go Todd. Go Zach.
I texted Todd that it's like if you had a Todd movie and a Zach movie and you put it in a bottle and shook it. It's kind of like a perfect mixture. It's basically a French mumblecore movie, which is why Todd likes it. But then it's got some pretentiousness that I really like and dig, and like some long conversations that feel like an Eric Romer movie from the 70s. It's in black and white for no apparent reason. And then the one color sequence has Alice. Like, I don't know what they were thinking there, but I do like Alice Sweet. I wish that we had got Alice Sweet represented on. She's not really an exotic dancer, but could you call her an exotic dancer? She really was a oversight on our power ranking last week.
Yeah,
I do like your shout out. I mean, you had on your long list, Todd, the supporting actress from Paris 13th District. I was also
Nomi Merlant. Yeah, she's from. And she was also in Tar, and whatever.
Portrait of a Lady on Fire.
Yeah, because this movie was also written by Celine Sciamma. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it makes sense that Zach loved it, but the fact that Terry and Adam weren't huge fans of it is a little disappointing. But okay.
I do feel like there's some real life parallels with how the Naomi Merlant character, she doesn't like the fact that people think that she's this sex worker, the sex porn star online because she looks like her. And I feel like that has to be what happens to Adam on a daily basis when people are mistaken for Andy Dalton. You're like, no, I'm not Andy Dalton. Screw you. I'm going to throw my phone to the ground and I'm going to move and, have to, and then you could actually talk to Andy Dalton and you guys could, well, I don't want to spoil the movie, but you could form a bond. Let's put
we need to have like just a set side by side of Adam Daly and Andy Dalton on here so we can show all the viewers anytime we need to that it is uncanny. All right. Well, yeah, once again, Our winner, Best Adapted Screenplay, All Quiet on the Western Front.
Picks up its first win.
Second was The Stranger. Third was The Batman. Fourth, Paris 13th District. Fifth was Pearl. And coming up in sixth, just happy to be nominated, Top Gun Maverick.
So what did everyone vote number one?
I did All Quiet on the Western Front.
I voted for The Stranger.
I voted The Batman number one.
And I obviously have Paris 13th District. Wow. So that makes it interesting.
Yeah, and it was let's see here. So what I did is
how
I
did
said
that work? Why did All Quiet?
So the way I did it is if you were voted first, you got 6 points. Fifth got 5, or second you got 5. Third you got 4. Fourth you got 3. Fifth you got 2. Sixth you got 1. And so All Quiet got 19 points. The Stranger got 16. The Batman got 15. Paris 13th District and Pearl tied at 12, but Paris 13th District won the tiebreaker because it had a number one vote, and Top Gun Maverick had 10. So Paris 13th District, or no, sorry, All Quiet. Oh, where did I go? I passed it. All Quiet had a first, a second, and 2/3. That's why it won.
I do think the main actor in that movie, isn't it Camille? Solid stickman. I do regret not putting him in the stickman of the year category. I don't even remember who I voted for on our previous Almost Sideways, but he made a solid last minute bid. I mean, he was like the coda of this year in that category.
You did Kid Cudi from X.
Coming in, I think he puts Kid Cudi to shame. I think Kid Cudi is Power of the Dog, and Camille is Coda. He just came in with his big swinging dick, big dick energy, and I think he just swept. I just think he got the award.
He came in with a broom. Okay.
All right. Time to move on from Best Adapted Screenplay on to Best Original Screenplay. And for this, I think we go to Adam first. Going back to the Oscars now. So, Adam, the nominees for Best Original Screenplay are The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, and Triangle of Sadness. Adam, what should win?
Tar. Tar should definitely win. It should win everything, but as Catherine has said, it probably won't win anything. But it should win.
All right. Todd?
I mean, it's The Banshees of Inisherin. It's the best movie of the last few years, and the screenplay is I mean, it's perfect. Martin McDonagh is able to like just create his own like aura and his own language, and it's fantastic.
All right. I also have Banshees of Inisherin. I think that should win. I'm not quite as high on it as Todd, but it's pretty high up there. Zach?
I mean, it's certainly in the upper echelon of this category, but it's funny because, when I watched Tar, it was like, it's probably my number 1, number 2, or number 3 movie of the year. So totally great screenplay. I put the kibosh on it. The moment I thought that, then it's like, it's not going to win any Oscars. Didn't even win a Film Indie Award. At least the Sandman won. Well, it won cinematography. Great, woohoo! But
But Todd Field got to accept the award, and he was still wearing a hat, which I think he actually said. I heard him say that he actually has a hat ready for the Oscars. So
he does. He has been going with the hats lately, which is really an interesting look. I gotta say, I wasn't expecting that. I never saw him wear a hat like on the set of Twister.
All right, Adam, what could have been nominated?
After Sun. I think After Sun is a perfect spot for that movie to be nominated here.
That's a good one. Todd?
Well, if you're talking things that are within the realm of possibility, I would say Cha Cha Real Smooth. I think that was a really fun movie, and it was sort of an indie darling that in another year could have been like a huge Spirit Award player and been like the Little Miss Sunshine kind of Oscar nominee for Best Original Screenplay. So that's mine.
My number 1 original screenplay when we put those together was Vengeance. I love that movie, and I think it's a fun movie with a lot of twists and turns. But if we're going to talk about one of the more original screenplays that could have been nominated here, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. I mean,
it was definitely original.
It was original. It could have showed up here, and I would not have argued. Zach?
I would go with Emily the Criminal. That was a great screenplay. That was the strength of the movie, and it even made Obama's list of the best movies of the year. So
And the
And a
Spirit
winner's
Award for
Spirit.
best first screenplay winner.
Yeah,
there we go. Now we're
I
talking.
voted for it. There we go.
All right, now what will win, Adam?
Banshees of Inisherin.
Oh,
Wow.
Todd.
Yeah, this is where the Banshees wins its award. Even though Everything Everywhere is the front runner, the Banshees is that kind of movie that still it in a way it'll take away from the Best Picture winner a little bit. This one category. I mean, it happens every now and then, and it just feels like the time that this is where we get Mark McDonough to go up there for the first time since he won for Best First Feature back in, or Best Live Action Short back in the mid 2000s or whatever. So yeah, Banshee is going to win.
I might switch to Banshees between now and next Sunday, but right now I'm saying Everything Everywhere All at Once. I think this is where the train starts rolling for it. So, Zach.
Have you seen the Martin McDonough short, Todd, that actually won?
Six Shooter, yeah, I've seen it.
Okay. Is it any good?
Oh
Or
yeah,
like-
of course.
Oh, yeah. It is.
I think
it is
everything
it
he
is
does is
McDonough.
good.
Okay. It's Everything Everywhere All at Once. Easy call, I think.
I don't. How is it gonna win Best Original Screenplay though? What did it do that's gonna make it win Screenplay?
I'm not
Most
saying it's
original
justified.
screenplay.
I'm not saying I would ever vote for it. I'm saying it is going to win, though.
Yeah, if it wins, it'd be in that category of most original screenplay, and that's why it would win.
No,
What was
it's
the last
not.
time a
It's
Best
just
Picture-
multiverse. That's all.
What was the last
I
time
know.
a Best
original.
Picture won but didn't win screenplay? Was it Shape of Water? Maybe
Nomadland didn't win.
Nomadland.
Oh.
Because what, the father won?
Yeah, the father won.
Okay. Well, usually a Best Picture will win screenplay.
All right. Well, let's switch gears into the Almost Sideways Awards for Best Original Screenplay. So let's remind everyone the nominees for Best Original Screenplay from us are After Sun, Babylon, The Banshees of Inisherin, On the Count of Three, Tar, and Till. All right.
Great job by us.
That's
Yeah.
a solid list.
It is a good list. Any predictions on where you think this is going to go, guys?
I watched two of these this week on the count of three until really good watches. I would say that. So
I'd be
Really
shocked
solid.
if Banshees didn't win.
Yeah,
I think that'd be an
that's
upset.
got to be the front runner.
That's like minus 400.
All
No,
right.
it's like minus 1,000. You got to put up
That
$1,000
sounds
to win
smart.
$1.
And
I
you
did
ca-
have.
And you can't parlay it with anything. It's like
No.
that's its own bet. Yeah.
I did watch. I watched On the Count of Three this week, and I think I texted to Zach. I think it was Zach.
Yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
heard anything about that.
I just simply texted him that I had to watch 4 movies for our awards this week, and all of them were about death.
Yeah.
Because I had to watch On the Count of Three,
Yeah.
After Sun, Vortex, and Living. So
I don't
it
know if
was
After
a
Sun's
really
really about
cheerful
death.
week here at the Plucknett House. All right. Anyways, so
Living is
we'll
about death,
talk about it
that's
after we reveal the winner here. So again, here are our nominees, and the winner, the Pinot, goes to for Best Original Screenplay, Tar.
No way.
How?
And here's how the voting went.
Whoa.
Tar
Dude,
won.
finish
Dude,
second.
what the
On
hell?
the Count of Three took second.
Zach, what did you do?
The
Where did you
Banshees
put
of
Banshees?
Inisherin was third. After Sun fourth. Till fifth, and Babylon finishes in sixth.
Hey, don't
Zach,
look.
what the hell did you do?
I'm like the Gremlin guys on Apollo 13. Don't look at me.
No,
Uh,
I might have fucked this one.
No,
Adam, what,
you messed up Best Director.
were you trying to rig it for Tar? What were you
so
doing?
Tar had 2 firsts, a second, and a third. Banshees had 2 firsts, a fifth, and a sixth.
Oh,
You guys suck. What,
On
what
the
were you
Count of
doing?
Three had 2 seconds and
That's
2
funny.
thirds, which is what put it in second.
well, I will tell you, I was not the one that put it sixth.
Adam, what were you thinking?
I just liked the other movies better. Like they were better written. I was more engaged with them. I didn't really think like Banshees
Well,
too much.
he was not. He's never been the biggest Banshees fan. We've established
That
this.
is true.
Oh, that is so sad. How if Banshees is gonna go home with no awards?
No, well,
That's not true.
No, not true. I don't. I did vote at number 1 on one of them. So just
Oh well, thanks.
Well,
It's not gonna. It didn't win original screenplay.
I love that this is the most animated Todd has been on this podcast.
Oh
Like,
man. But all right, okay,
This
we
is
need
the
to stop.
one time it was gonna win.
We need to stop and talk about On the Count of Three for a second here, because that movie is brilliant. It is brilliant.
we're gonna deep dive it in 4 years. Just get ready
we
for
have
it.
to do something with it, because my word, that's such a good movie.
Okay, so who had the right category placement for the actors? That's what I want to know, because I had Christopher Abbott's lead, and Zach had him supporting.
I think they're co-leads. I think it's like full on Thelma and Louise territory. They're co-leads.
I could see that. I could see that more than putting Abbott in supporting, because I think Abbott is the main character.
Abbott doesn't have any scenes by himself in the movie, does he? I mean, I don't remember. Like,
this is my last resort.
Yeah, he had the whole scene where he was talking to the lady in the therapy session. Like that's like.
Oh, yeah, but that was like 10 seconds. Okay, I mean,
and talking to the guy, the bully from high school.
Yeah, I guess
Talking
that was
to,
probably the worst scene in the movie.
Talking to Gene too in the hallway.
Who?
The guy from
The
Barry.
receptionist.
I'm just joking. No,
Well, I'm glad we all liked On the Count of Three.
Oh, yeah.
I had it number 12 of the year, so that I have no problem with that being in our top screenplays. But
that was always going to be a movie that we all liked. That was like The Stranger. If we didn't like On the Count of Three, we don't know. We're lost as a podcast.
So Tar came in with 21 points. On the Count of Three, 18 points. Banshees, 15 points. After Sun, 13 points. Till, 10 points. And Babylon, 7 points.
Oh, that sucks for Babylon.
I mean,
Babylon
it got
6, a bunch of 6 and a 5.
It got the nomination, but it
I
was
had it 6th.
It had a 4th, a 5th, and 2 6ths.
I gave
Sounds
it a
like
5th,
some
so-
alcohol.
How did it get nominated?
It got nominated.
How was
because
Vortex not
So
nominated?
somebody had to have had a number 1, right? Or in their top 3, and then but it wasn't in the top 3. Okay, because after they watched On the Count of Three, I guess.
Yeah, I think I had it high up on my original nomination list, and then I saw On the Count of Three and Till, and I ranked those better than Babylon.
I see.
Originally, it was let's see here, a 4th and a 6th on their original
So it didn't
nomination
necessarily
list.
drop down. Well, I mean, I guess this is why we watch each other's movies, so that we actually understand
Yeah,
where we're coming from. So
man,
okay.
Adam hasn't watched Elvis though. I wonder if he would put it for his original screenplay winner.
I can't. I forgot there wasn't nominated for anything. Like we didn't give it.
We didn't nominate Elvis anywhere.
Not even
We didn't
for
even nominate
Stickman.
Tom Hanks for worst performance.
He was at least mentioned, but then we went Ben Whishaw for Women Talking. So
Yeah.
All right. Time to move on to the next category. It is now time for Best Supporting Actress. And Todd, we're going to you first for our Oscar talk. So the nominees for Best Supporting Actress are Angela Bassett for Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Hong Chow for The Whale, Carrie Condon for The Banshees of Inisherin, Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Stephanie Hsu, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Todd, what should win?
I mean, none of these make my personal list, but Carrie Condon ranked the highest when we did our top 10s. I think that her performance is it's the less flashy of the performances in a really great movie, but she is still terrific and does have her moment to shine. So I think she should win.
Yeah, she's really good. The one I'm going to go with for who should win is Hong Chow. I don't know what it is about her, but in both of her performances in 2022, she just has this magnetic presence to her where she steals every scene she's in. And her in The Whale, I mean, she kind of steals the movie, I feel like. And she steals her scenes in The Menu also, but yeah, I just kind of fell in love with her performances, and so I think she might be the strongest in this group here. Zach,
I would go Carrie Condon. I feel bad for Todd. He needs some relief after Banshee's not getting the screenplay award. But I seriously would go Carrie Condon, mostly because her name is Siobhan.
Siobhan.
Easy call.
Adam, who should win?
Hong Chow. She's brilliant in The Menu and The Whale, and yeah,
That
she's
was a
good.
Freudian slip.
No, yeah.
Do you think
something.
anybody actually thinks she's better in The Whale than in The Menu?
She's got more to do in The Whale than she did in The Menu.
Yeah, I mean she's great in The Whale. I mean, in The Menu, she's a scene stealer, but she doesn't give a great performance.
She's a candidate for favorite minor character in The Menu.
I was much more impressed with her in The Menu, but also it's because it's a substantially better movie.
Todd, who could have been nominated?
Well, I mean, the real answer here is Michelle Williams, right? I think we all.
Yeah, I think that's the real answer, Michelle Williams. Yeah.
Because I mean, like we said earlier, Nomi Merlant is my number one supporting actress, but she was never going to get nominated for Paris District. But she may have for Tar. Maybe I should just say her. So one of those two, either Nomi Merlant for the movie I'm not saying, or Michelle Williams.
So on my list, the one I want to shout out, it's time to mention it. It's time to shoot the elephant in the room. Who could have been nominated here is Mariana Trevino for A Man Called Otto. Zach's the only one that's seen this movie so far, but I think he might even say that she is a scene stealer in this, and she could totally have no, he hated everything about it.
I would not say that.
Anyways, she is a scene stealer in this.
I liked Otto's wife more. Otto's wife's performance was more impressive. I don't know who that actress is, but
yeah, I don't know. Mariana Trevino, I loved her. She's a neighbor across the street. I thought it was good.
Funny comment from Putin's cat. When I go back in time 10 years and I get $1 billion, I'll marry Hong Chow. There we go.
All right.
All right.
Anyway,
I will marry her. Okay.
I will marry her.
Zach.
I would go with Lashana Lynch. I know she's nominated for the Almost Sideways Awards. Low key, though, I would also consider Thusu Mbudu from The Woman King. I don't know if she's truly supporting, but
she's
both
probably
of them were great. Yeah,
that sounds like some Chris O'Donnell and Scent of a Woman category fraud kind of thing.
Well, listen, neither of them are The Woman King, so I think by definition they are not leads in the movie. But both of them are.
But Daniel Boyega is the king, though.
John.
Well, that's true.
That's right.
He's not a woman.
Boyega. Who's Daniel Boyega? I don't think that's a person.
Idea.
Okay.
Sounds like a basketball player.
Probably.
Adam, tell us why Carey Mulligan and She Said should have been nominated.
That's funny.
That was actually another one I was going to mention, but Adam hasn't seen it, so he's going to.
That was funny, Terry. That was your best line of the.
Wait, Adam hasn't seen She Said?
No, that's why he mentioned it. It could have been nominated for adapted screenplay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know it's streaming on Peacock. I know. Okay. Nina Haas for Tar. That's who I have down as it could be nominated.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Spirit Award nominated though.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, who will win, Todd?
So I've been saying for months on this podcast that Carrie Condon is Tilda Swinton in Michael Clayton. She is going to win the Oscar, even though she only really has one award, which is BAFTA, which is what Tilda Swinton had. She is going to get it over the two overdue veterans who are going to cancel each other out. Stephanie Hsu. I did actually put some money on Stephanie Hsu at like 20-1, which I still am okay with those odds because everyone seems to love her. But Carrie Condon, I think, is the eventual winner of the Oscar.
Yeah, we've kind of talked about how it kind of has that parallel with the 07 awards where everyone won something. The veteran won the SAG, right? Ruby Dee won the SAG that year for
right. Amy Ryan won the
Gangster.
Critics' Choice. Kate Blanchett won the Golden Globe, and then Tilda Swinton won her first award of the entire award season at BAFTA, and then took the Oscar as well.
And then there was a fifth one that was just happy to be there.
Yeah, Saoirse
which in
Ronan.
this case is Hong Chow.
Exactly. But at least Saoirse Ronan had been nominated other places. Hong Chow just sort of like showed up like in basically Marissa Tomei in the wrestler kind of way.
It's nice that she got her nomination though. I mean, she almost got nominated a few years ago for Downsizing. I'm glad that she's getting nominated for The Whale instead of Downsizing.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna stick with Angela Bassett for now.
Wow. I don't even think she's in second place.
I don't know. I've heard
Okay.
some people say that she's basically Sylvester Stallone in Creed, where everyone
Yeah.
thought it was gonna be her, and then it just kind of slowly started to fade away. But I
Nobody
don't know.
thought it was going to be her. Like everyone thought Sylvester Stallone before awards season even, and then Angela Bassett only is being talked about because of the Golden Globes,
Yeah,
basically.
she won the Golden Globe.
And that was
Carrie
when
Condon won the BAFTA.
when it
Jamie Lee
started.
Curtis won the SAG. Stephanie Hsu won the Spirit.
No,
Didn't she?
she won best
Breakthrough.
Oh, she won
breakthrough.
Breakthrough. She won a Spirit.
Yeah, the Spirit Awards are all neutral.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
that's
went
right,
to
that's
Ki
right.
Kwan.
Okay. I think I don't know. I feel like nothing really feels right, so Angela Bassett feels the least wrong. I don't
Carrie
know.
Condon is
Carrie
the one
Condon
that's going to have like
Carrie
it's
Condon
the
feels like
international support.
default. Yeah, she feels like if you're gonna just pick the default winner, like she's been in this race since the movie was announced, and so I feel like she might be it. But I'm gonna stick with Angela Bassett for now. I might
Okay.
change that by the time we get to actually posting our predictions. But Zach, what do you think?
I think this is a two-way race. I think it is between Jamie Lee Curtis and Stephanie Hsu. I do
Oh
not
my
think the
God.
Oscars would ever give a major award to a Marvel movie, so they're going to give it to a multiverse movie instead. Let's see. I think it really just comes down to who's had the better social media campaign and the better campaigning. So, on the one hand, you got Jamie Lee Curtis, who was kissing Michelle Yeoh, and she's been great on social media. But Stephanie Hsu was on Jimmy Fallon the other night and was really winning and charming. She had a great kind of viral photo where she was holding up something.
She was also on this week's episode of Poker Face.
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis was in a very not liked Halloween movie this year.
I'm going to go Stephanie Hsu.
Adam?
That's why 20-1 seemed like really good odds. That's why I was like,
it's going to Everything Everywhere All at Once. The question is, Stephanie Hsu is in the movie longer than Jamie Lee Curtis, and I think she has a more emotionally resonant arc to her story with vapid Oscar voters. So really, I think she's just played social campaigning better than Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh my goodness, this is tough. You guys can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah.
you.
Okay, cool. I was just making sure I unmuted my mic. All right. So who do I have? I think what hurt Angela Bassett was that she did a thing with that rap song that DeBose did at that one awards show. I don't know.
Was that the BAFTA?
I think so. Angela Bassett did a thing. I don't know. It's pretty catchy though. But
not right there.
for Carrie Condon, I'm switching it up. I had Bassett wrote down, but I'm gonna go with Carrie Condon. I think that she's gonna come in and kind of get that win for Banshees there. But I can definitely see I would be happy with anybody but Jamie Lee Curtis for some reason. I don't know. It just seems like it's such a weird win because she's not really a performance. I don't know.
I want to this like Carrie Condon also is the thing. It's like what is her Oscar clip going to be? It's like Mark Wahlberg where there isn't a single scene in that movie where she doesn't say feckin'. Like, are they going to put that on ABC? I don't know.
What's the scene? What is even the scene they're going to show with Jamie Lee Curtis?
Going to be her. It's like you ordered a karaoke machine. That's going to be the one.
I think it's got to be hot dog fingers. But listen, I mean, I think that the elephant in the room is that Michelle Williams isn't in this category, and it's just hilarious. Like if Jamie Lee Curtis wins, which I think she has a very good shot of, would that performance ever beat out Michelle Williams if Michelle Williams had been nominated?
Well, no. I see. I mean, and there's still an argument for Michelle Williams Best Actress. I think just in a Kate Winslet and the Reader kind of way. But Michelle Williams would absolutely be steamrolling this for sure. This would be as big of a lock as any category.
Yep. All right. Well, let's see what we did. So
We did better. We did way better.
I think we did. Our nominees for Best Supporting Actress at the Almost Sideways Awards are Angela Bassett for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Hong Chow for The Whale, Carrie Condon for The Banshees of Inisherin, Lashana Lynch for The Woman King, Michelle Williams for The Fablemans, and Amy Lou Wood for Living. Any thoughts on what's going to happen?
Amy Lou Wood is our Andrea Riseborough. You know, got some write-in
Absolutely.
votes, our social
Yes.
media campaigns. I'm all for it.
My
Let's do it.
guess here is that we have Lashana Lynch. I
Dude,
think
wouldn't that be
I
crazy?
think we all love that performance.
It's got to be
more
in the
than
top
everybody
three.
else.
Hold on, what before? Yes.
Michelle Williams is so underrated.
Agreed.
I mean, it's true.
Blue Valentine. Let's go. Manchester by the Sea. Let's go.
Dawson's Creek.
My Week with Marilyn.
The
Lars and the Real Girl.
Oh,
Ooh,
there we go. Yeah.
How about Schenectady,
Michelle
New
Williams
York?
isn't in Lars and the Real Girl.
Isn't she?
No.
No.
No, you're
Who's-
speaking of
who's
Wine
Emily
Country
Mortimer?
Portland. Oh, Venom. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Venom
Yeah.
2.
Positive.
Yeah.
She's like the one
Like
that works at the
Kelly
store.
Garner.
Kelly Garner? Okay, maybe not.
Anyways, all right, we'll talk a little bit more about these movies after we reveal the winners. Here we go. So once again, here are the nominees, and Best Supporting Actress, the Pinot goes to Lashana Lynch for
I
The
knew
Woman
it.
King.
Yes.
Here's how the voting went. Number 2 is
Wow.
Carrie Condon. Number 3, Hong Chow. Number 4, Amy Lou Wood. Number 5, Michelle Williams. And number 6, Angela Bassett.
I'm surprised Michelle Williams is that low.
So there was a 3-way tie for third. And after going through the series of tiebreakers, Hong Chow came out third, Amy Lou Wood came out fourth, and Michelle Williams came out fifth.
Nice.
So there we go.
How many points did she win by?
A lot. Lashana Lynch had 20 points. Carrie Condon had 14.
Wow.
Hong Chow, Amy Lou Wood, and Michelle Williams were tied at 13, and then Angela Bassett had 11.
Who had her? Who did anybody do? Where did people vote Lynch at? Is it who?
I had her
at
number
three.
I had her
Lashana
number one.
Lynch
She was
had,
the only one.
Had 2 1s and 2 3s.
Two. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
And Carrie Condon had a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5.
I had Amy Lou Wood number 1.
I had her at 4. Amy Lou Wood.
Terry had her at 6.
I
had her fourth, but she
I had
was
her
in my
sixth.
top 10, which is why she got nominated.
Yeah, I had her 6th. I texted Zach about this at one point.
He wasn't
I said,
impressed.
It's a good performance. Like it's a really good performance. I feel like it's a very low war performance though. Like I've seen this performance before. Like this is Keira Knightley in The Imitation Game. This is Lily James in Darkest Hour.
She is British. That's a fair point.
This is the girl, the young naive girl who provides clarity and a different outlook on life to the rigid, stuck in the mud older British man.
Yeah, like that one movie with Peter O'Toole where he's like old and dying.
Venus.
Venus.
Venice.
Venus.
Venus.
I like how we
and
had 3
Venice.
different pronunciations of that.
Yeah,
It does look like it could be pronounced Venice because it has a US.
but it's Venus. Anyways, no, it was a fine performance. It was not the most impressive performance in that movie though. So, yeah. Anyways, Lashana Lynch and originally when we did our nominations, Lashana Lynch was like she almost was. She was like
Right.
one of the biggest front runners and blowaways of anybody. So there was
I
no
think
doubt she was
that's-
winning this thing.
I think that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see her on IMDb.
I don't think she
page.
has
Win.
any wins for that movie even. Like I think we are the first one that is going to be on IMDb for
Terry, you should find her Twitter
Yeah.
and say, "Hey, you just won."
You
at the
just won a
Almost Sideways."
Pinot for the
Pinot.
Almost Sideways Awards.
Can you come on
There
our
we go.
podcast?
Does she
Lashana
even
Lynch.
have an IMDb?
The Woman
she
King.
won the Rising Star Award last year.
For James Bond.
That was for No Time to Die. Yeah.
She was in No Time to Die.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
Well, she was supposed to be the next Bond. Like everyone was saying that. Oh yeah, no, she has like no awards to her name. She has like 6 nominations for The Woman King and No Time to Die, and that's it. So yeah,
Well, we gave her a win.
Can we
and it was a
Congratulations,
resounding
Lashana
win. That's
Lynch.
good. That's good. We all agreed when we reviewed that too that like she was like the crown jewel of that movie, right?
I think we all freaked out too when she got nominated too. It's like, yeah, she got in.
Lashana Lynch, send us your address. We will send you a $10 Pinot. All right. Let's move on. Supporting actor time. So I'm first on this one. Supporting actor nominees at the Oscars are Brendan Gleeson for The Banshees of Inisherin, Brian Tyree Henry for Causeway, Judd Hirsch for The Fabelmans for some reason, Barry Keoghan for The Banshees of Inisherin, and Ke Quan for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Well, let's get this out of the way right now. Ke Quan is winning. And the $30 shipping. Thanks, Cassie. Yeah. Yeah. Ke Quan's winning. We'll just get that out of the way right now.
Yeah.
Who should win? One of the Banshees boys. I probably prefer Barry Keoghan, but either one of them I'd be fine with. Zach, what about you?
I would go with Brendan Gleeson. By far. I actually think Barry Keoghan, our boy, is overrated in the movie.
Ooh.
But I'm the only one who
Overrated.
thinks that. I didn't like his scenes. I've said this before. But Brendan Gleeson was brilliant, and he's absolutely deserving of the Oscar.
Well, there goes that dream.
Wow. I dreamed
Wow.
a dream.
Adam?
So much. I like Brendan Gleeson a lot. He's probably the one who should win this one. But I got to mention Brian Tyree Henry here. That's who I voted for at the Spirit Awards. Love that performance from Causeway. It's one of those kind of... He's the character you kind of want to hang out with. I would love to go to an AMC movie with him, probably. Definitely that's where you go for the magic with
Nicole Kidman.
No, Brian Tyree Henry. But
but what you said Brendan Gleeson should win, but I'm going to say
I'm going to mention Brian Tyree Henry, but I wrote down Brendan Gleeson is
Okay,
the one who should
but
win.
After you watch Elvis, can you vote for Tom Hanks?
No,
There we go.
Yeah.
Geppetto.
Todd?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the same boat as the last two guys. Brendan Gleeson should be winning this. Like I said when we reviewed that it felt like when I watched Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood that like I felt like I just watched the Best Supporting Actor winner. Unfortunately, people think Ke Quan is pretty good in some other movie, but Brendan Gleeson is absolutely astonishing, and it is the best performance of his career.
Him winning this Oscar though, Ke Quan, it's going to be awesome to see Short Round, the anime or the TV show on Disney Plus in a couple of years. Like it's going to happen. He's going to become back as Short Round in an Indiana Jones spinoff. Just you watch.
I could see that happen.
Yeah.
He'll come back as like the new Indiana Jones.
Well, that's the thing. They're going to program the new trailer drop for Indiana Jones right after he wins, right? I mean, they've already planned that.
Yeah, but what is the chance that Pauly Shore is at the Oscars when Brendan Fraser and Ke Quan are going to win his former co-stars in
Biodome?
But no, in what's the other one?
Encino Man.
Encino Man, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
See, he should present one of the awards. He might be there. I bet that they're planning this shit. If he's still alive, I don't even know if he is.
Pauly Shore? Yeah, he's gonna be Tacoma.
Wasn't that a movie? Pauly Shore is dead.
Yeah,
probably.
There is a movie but he's gonna be at the Tacoma Comedy Club in like August.
Wow,
love that you knew that.
Yeah.
Well, then he can't be at the Oscars next Sunday.
I like that. There's a Tacoma.
It's a long walk.
All right, let's see here. Who could have been nominated? I'm gonna shout out two different people that were not nominated at the Oscars or for our awards. But they were high up on my list. First, Harry Melling in The Pale Blue Eye, playing Edgar Allan Poe. I thought that was a really cool performance. The other one is Ashton Kutcher for Vengeance. It's such a bizarre performance, but it's so cool and so just not Ashton Kutcher in so many ways. It was something about him. He just like he was a douche, but at the same time, you couldn't help but be completely obsessed with him. I don't know. It was cool. So those are my two that I'm going to shout out that I know no one else is going to mention. So, Zach.
Well, the two that I have are both considered lead actors by you guys, but I consider them supporting. I would say Diego Calva and Sean Harris, but are they leads? Are they supporting? I consider them supporting because I think that there are characters with more prominent screen time in both movies, but they're both fantastic, and I wouldn't have cared whether lead or supporting. They both deserve nominations.
I would listen to Diego Calva being supporting, but Sean Harris is definitely a lead.
Someone else has a comment on who should have been nominated.
Yes.
There we go.
We'll hear about that in a minute. Right.
We will hear about that in a minute because he was nominated for Us. He was
Yeah,
nominated
Paul
at the
Dano.
Almost Sideways Awards, so but not necessarily for
For the movie
what you
you'd think.
Yeah, Adam.
I'm going to go mention, this is a good opportunity to mention Ethan Hawke for The Black Phone. Yeah, that's who I really liked.
I like him in Glass Onion.
You also like the pitcher, Bruce Yamada.
Yeah, Bruce Yamada. Yep, that's a really good one. And then, Daniel Bruhl also for All Quiet. That's another one I would mention here. Yeah,
I had
he's
Ethan
really-
Hawke in my top 10, but for Raymond and Ray,
Yeah,
which I'm still the only one that's seen that. Someone else, please see that movie. Todd, I know,
Okay.
it's an Ethan Hawke movie. You got to watch it.
I know. I'll see it eventually.
yeah. He's gonna go start doing his new series called The Hawk's Nest, where he watches all the Ethan Hawke movies.
Is it
That's
spelled
not
with
bad.
an E?
That's not bad. But
Hawk's Nest.
there's like 3 he hasn't seen. So
Well, he can re-review them. No.
So other than, of course, Mark Rylance and Bones and All, one of the great performances of the year, I'm going to say the one that I was pissed that you guys did not nominate for our awards, and that's Pedro Pascal for Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
It's a good one.
It's just, when I saw that performance, I was like, this is my supporting actor winner. I thought it was, and it really remained up there. And even watching it again, I'm like, yeah, he's so fantastic. I don't know. He should have been nominated.
The Oscars are definitely regretting not nominating him to get some viewers from The Last of Us, and it would have been
And
so
Mandalorian.
on
And The
brand
Mandalorian, yeah.
and The Mandalorian.
and The Bubble.
That, of course. I think we should specify what you're talking. You're not. Are you talking about The Bubble, Todd? You weren't referring to that.
Javi.
He was talking about Javi. All right. Well, and we've already established Ke Huy Quan is going to win this. This is the biggest lock of the night. All right. So now let's talk about the Almost Sideways Awards. The nominations for Best Supporting Actor by Us are, just to remind everyone, Paul Dano for The Batman, Brendan Gleeson for The Banshees of Inisherin, Barry Keoghan for The Banshees of Inisherin, Rory Kinnear for Men. I love that
Yes.
nomination.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt for Babylon, and Miles Teller for Top Gun Maverick. What do you guys think?
I have a question. This is going to be the interesting thing. If we go back and do this for other years, do you think Rory Kinnear's record of being nominated 3 times in one award show would ever be broken? is that a possibility? Like he has the highest nominations for a single award show.
It's true. It's true.
Almost as many as Barry Fitzgerald. Pearl would get that reference.
Yeah, she would. Yeah, that's true.
And he's nominated for like 3 different performances in the same movie.
Yeah, punchable kid face. Yeah.
A punchable kid face.
What was the other one?
Todd would vote for it.
The most Nicolas Cage performance.
Oh yeah, like the whole thing. All right. Well, if we're talking about who's going to win this, it's gonna. I have a hard time thinking it's not going to be Brendan Gleeson.
Yeah, this is where Banshees gets its win with the most if it doesn't win here, it's going to get the most nominations without a win. It's going to be like what movie?
The Color Purple.
Yeah, it could be that one. But there I don't know. I can't. There was another one. Never mind.
All right. Well, let's see what happened. All right. Best Supporting Actor, and the Pinot goes to Brendan Gleeson for The Banshees of Inisherin.
Yay!
Paul Dano number 2.
Paul Dano number 2, Barry Keoghan number 3, Rory Kinnear 4, Brad Pitt 5, and Miles Teller 6.
Was the
Brendan
Miles
Gleeson.
Teller nomination a joke? Was that?
I was the only one that didn't put Brendan Gleeson number 1. I had him number 2 for Barry Keoghan.
Wow, so he
So
steamrolled.
he almost swept.
You should win like a double Pinot for that. You should win like a 61 Cheval Blanc if you get all 4 of them.
Nice. Miles Teller hate. It
He
was
was
not.
happy to be nominated.
It was not.
So Terry had him in his top 10, is what we're saying, right?
What? Who?
Miles Teller.
No, I did. He was like number 3 on my top 10.
He was number 2 for Adam, and he was number 10 for me.
So
There we
that's
go.
how we got in.
That's how we
yeah,
got
that's
in.
right.
Adam
how we
still
got
hasn't
in.
seen Elvis.
Yeah.
I might not keep joking around, but I might not
So-
watch it anymore.
So
I hope you don't.
Brendan Gleeson had 23 points out of a possible 24.
Nice.
Paul Dano had 16. Barry Keoghan and Roy Kinnear each had 13, but Barry Keoghan won the tiebreaker. Brad Pitt had 10 and Miles Teller had 9.
Nice.
There you go.
That was almost my exact rankings. So that's good.
All right, let's move on. Best Actress, and Zach, you're first on this one for the Oscar talk. The Oscars have Kate Blanchett for Tar, Ana de Armas for Blonde, Andrea Riseborough for To Leslie, Michelle Williams for The Fabelmans, and Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Zach, who should win?
I believe it should be Kate Blanchett. If you haven't been watching this podcast, I'm a big Tar fan.
Adam, who should win?
Andrea Riseborough. No. It should be Kate Blanchett as well.
Todd?
Kate Blanchett.
Yeah, it's Kate Blanchett. That's who should win this. Zach, who could have been nominated?
Well, originally when I reviewed Tar, before you guys saw it, I said that Kate Blanchett was the second best performance of the year. I originally ranked Anna Maria Bartolome as my number one. I don't know. It's a toss-up. She's the lead actress from Happening, who strangely didn't even get nominated at the Almost. Happening was not nominated at all for any of the Almost Sideways Awards, which I find very curious. But anyway, yes, Happening was a deeply great movie that should have been represented in some.
Adam, how about you?
Rebecca Hall. I'll champion that one. Great performance there. She's amazing in Resurrection.
Todd?
Yeah, and again, if we're talking within the realm of possibility, I would say Tang Wei for Decision to Leave, a movie that was overlooked by the Oscars and by basically everybody outside of just a few nominees for international film. So yeah, Tang Wei was amazing in that movie.
And my pick is from my number 2 movie of the year. It's Daniel Deadweiler for
Yep.
Till.
Yep. Good.
That's the one I think should have. It could have been here. It should have been here.
Should have been.
And Viola Davis. I think
But it's nominated for our awards.
It is nominated for our awards. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Because I was going to pick something that wasn't nominated for our awards. All right. Let me look at my list. So if I'm going for something that wasn't nominated for anything, Olivia Colman for Empire of Light.
Yep.
It's a manic performance, but it's a great performance. And she, I think she could have easily been in this conversation, especially since she's Olivia Colman. Like, I think I predicted a surprise poll for her to get in when we were predicting the nominations for the Oscars. All right, Zach, who will win?
Michelle Yeoh. Pretty easy call. Yeah, Kate Blanchett has said that she doesn't care about awards. She's given her blessing to Michelle Yeoh. I think it's over.
Yeah, that
Adam?
really worked when Meryl Streep did that for Viola Davis, or when
The
Frances McDormand did that.
Iron Lady was not nominated for Best Picture.
Frances McDormand did that for Nomadland. It's really, really worked for her too. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Adam, what do you think?
I hope you're right.
It's a campaign choice. It's like, oh yeah, we like her because she's actually giving it to another person. Like it's working.
Kate Blanchett has won 2 Oscars. Michelle Yeoh hasn't been anywhere in the awards circuit the last 20 years. I think they love the comeback story. That's the whole reason behind this movie's popularity, right? Is the narrative behind it. Kate Blanchett doesn't have a narrative except that she's already won 2 Oscars.
And because she's like the best actor in the world, and she gave her best performance ever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that, but I think the voters are stupid. It is the Oscars. It's not the Almost Sideways Awards.
They gave Meryl Streep a 3rd. They gave Daniel Day-Lewis a 3rd. They gave Frances McDormand a 3rd.
They gave Walter Brennan a 3rd in 1940.
That's true.
Pearl.
We got to keep speaking to our demographic here. Pearl is watching. All right,
know.
Adam,
She might have pulled a vortex on us. She might be gone.
If
Her
yes.
might have been watching with Angelina Jolie and Changeling when she was watching the 1935 Oscars.
That's true. Angelina
Talking about
Jolie
how
predicted
overrated
it could
Cleopatra
happen
is.
one night.
Yeah, jeez Louise.
All right.
Well,
It's a one line I remember from that movie is that she said Cleopatra was overrated and
It's
Apple one night
strange,
could win.
strange you say that because that's the one scene from that movie I remember too. It says more about us than it says about the movie.
We should deep dive that. It's 15
We
years.
should. We should.
Dad has a kid that you want to punch, right? Because he's not the real kid. So Todd would actually
I think
get that
both
one right.
versions probably are punchable faces. What's his name? Walter? Is that the kid's name?
Yeah, that does sound right.
Adam, who will win Best Actress?
all right. It's gonna be the actress in a film that I need to watch for the very first time.
Elvis.
No, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. So Michelle
Oh.
Yeoh is gonna win. Never seen Crouching Tiger. It's coming back to theaters,
That's
so I might go see it.
ridiculous, dude.
I might go
That's
see it in
insane.
theater.
All right, Todd, who will win?
It's still going to be Kate Blanchett. I mean, it's the Oscar voters. The Oscar voters have a large contingent of international voters, and the international pretty much were overwhelmingly in favor of Kate Blanchett at the BAFTAs and the Golden Globes. The SAG doesn't necessarily matter in this case. It's Kate Blanchett.
I've been going back and forth on this. Right now, I'm saying Michelle Yeoh. By next Sunday, I might be saying Kate Blanchett. I don't know. But the way things are looking, it's looking like Everything Everywhere is just going to be Everything Everywhere. So,
All at once.
all at once. So Michelle Yeoh for now. Okay.
But if the voters watch the movie, they're going to be like, no.
But they won't.
I saw
They're not
I
gonna
saw
watch it.
someone tweet recently that they talked to an Oscar voter that said they haven't seen Triangle of Sadness yet because the title makes it sound too sad to watch.
Yeah. These are the voters you think are going to make the right decision? I don't
Anyways,
know why you think international voters would that would be an advantage for Blanchett. I think that would be an advantage for the international star in Michelle Yeoh. But
Well, no, because BAFTA went for Kate Blanchett, and that's what I'm saying. Like, and I mean it happens, and
the case to be made for Tar is that if the Oscars are doing the thing where like they don't want to give Everything Everywhere a million awards, they want to spread the wealth. That's probably the best case, and we may find that out early in the night if Everywhere doesn't get a lot of texts. Then I would like the odds. I like this as an in-game bet. You know, let's I'll go an hour in. If Everywhere All at Once really hasn't picked up anything, then I kind of like the Kate Blanchett odds. But if
so
it's
we
picking
have
up
multiple
everything-
early betting things like the makeup. Makeup is one for Best Actor, and then
like if
editing? Well, it depends on where they put editing.
Like, okay, how about this? If Banshees wins screenplay, then I would believe that Blanchett will win Best Actress. I'll put it that way.
That's
okay.
an interesting way of looking at it, but okay, I can see it.
It's a bold move, Cotton. It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out for him.
Do you want to hear my theory on Everything Everywhere All at Once? We're going long enough anyway. I feel like this year has two historical precedents. It's either 2008 with Slumdog Millionaire or it's 2002 with Chicago. Slumdog Millionaire and Chicago were both heavy favorites going into the ceremony. Slumdog Millionaire won everything. Chicago was kind of a disappointment. It didn't win some of the texts that they thought it would win. Rob Marshall didn't win. It was somewhat of a close call when it got to Best Picture because it seemed like The Pianist was the movie with the momentum. So I do feel like it could underperform a little bit. I just don't see a movie like The Pianist that could really dethrone it in any way.
Well, no, so for me, it's like Everything Everywhere is La La Land. It's going to win director and probably a few texts, but it's going to eventually be the movie that is a little bit more divisive in Best Picture and lose that.
Well, we should hold this thought until our Best Picture, predictions.
Yeah.
All
right.
But it could win Best Actress, I guess, in that case. But it'll have one acting win, which will be Ke Huy Quan.
Well, let's talk about Best Actress in our awards. And here we go. We got a comment here. Michelle Williams was way superior than Michelle Yeoh. Remember, this is her 5th nomination, but Yeoh has more hype.
Agreed.
The
That's a
thing
good
that's
point, too.
working for everywhere, everything all at once is that people actually haven't watched it. I think if they watched it, they would not vote for it. But I don't think anyone's watched it.
Yeah, even watching it yesterday, I was like shrugging the whole time. I was like, really? This is like I remember thinking Michelle Yeoh was really good when I watched it the first time, but I watched it again. I was like, really? This is the performance?
I think
I
it
don't
was
know.
the same thing with
it'd be a strange Best Actress one.
it was the same thing with Birdman and the same thing with The Artist and a little bit Nomadland. I don't think that these people watch these movies. I think it's just all campaigning.
All right,
All right,
well, let's
Almost
get to
Sideways.
our awards. Almost Sideways Awards. Our Best Actress nominees are Ana de Armas for Blonde, Kate Blanchett for Tar, Danielle Deadweiler for Till, Mia Goth for Pearl. Hear
Hey.
that, Pearl? Rebecca Hall for Resurrection, and Margot Robbie for Babylon.
I hope Pearl wins.
That's a great group of nominees. Good job, us.
This is one last comment from this. Catherine's back. Yeah.
I'm not in denial. Catherine is agreeing with me and Adam. So and Terry.
I said Michelle Yeoh's winning.
Yeah, but
she says it's Michelle Yeoh, and we're
but Zach is really good at the reverse jinx. So I mean, that's what we're all.
Well, of course. I mean, what are we doing this for? This is the whole purpose of this is reverse jinx.
All right, where do you think this is going? Where do you think our awards are going?
Oh, gee, I have no idea.
I mean,
I would think Blanchett, considering we all just said that, but I don't know.
I like Deadwire coming in. Weiler coming in with the surprise win here. I could see that.
I like De Armas at 5th.
You think she's going to come in 5th?
Yeah. I've put some money on that.
I actually like those odds.
It's like plus 350. I like her at 5th.
Well, we are really digging deep in the betting here.
All right. Well, here we go. The Best Actress Pinot in the Almost Sideways Awards goes to Kate Blanchett for Tar.
Good.
And here are the voting results. Number 2 was Danielle Deadweiler. Right. Number 3, Rebecca Hall. Number 4, Mia Goth. Number 5 was Ana de Armas. And number 6 was Margot Robbie.
I'm still fascinated Margot Robbie got nominated. That's just really weird. But good job. Yes. This seems like about the right ranking.
Nah.
Margot Robbie got the nomination because she appeared on 3 different lists in the original nominations. None of them were extremely high, but she did appear on 3 lists. Now, one caveat to this one, not everyone has seen all the movies here. Zach didn't get to Resurrection yet.
Damn you. No.
So the way it worked was I took the 3 of us that have seen it and averaged out those votes and made that his vote for this.
Yeah, I love that Rebecca Hall got a nomination, but Anna Marinka Bartolome did not.
Yeah, because I put Rebecca Hall on my list. And
you screwed it up.
It has to appear on.
Screw you, Todd. That's lame.
I did screw it up for you, but I mean, I think she was better.
All right.
Whatever.
At least Blanchett won.
I watched Resurrection this week. That movie is insane.
Yeah.
That is insane.
It's a great movie.
Her reveal scene is what got her on my list.
It's 100% like channeling Meryl Streep and Sophie's Choice. Like that's what that scene is.
Mm-hmm. Great. She was my number 1.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So yeah, it was a good list. I think we got it right. Kate Blanchett got 22 of the 24 possible votes or points. Danielle Deadweiler was at 18. Rebecca Hall at 17. Mia Goth at 13. Ana de Armas at 10. And Margot Robbie at 7.
22 out of 24. That's worthy of a 92 Byron. You know, it's not quite Cheval Blanc level, but it's up there.
It's really rare.
They don't even make it anymore.
It's really rare. She had 2 1s and 2 2s. That's what Kate Blanchett had. I had her second. I had Danielle Deadweiler 1. And Adam had Rebecca Hall 1. So there you go. There's our Best Actress.
All right. Most unpredictable word of the night.
Best Actor. And we're going to Adam first. Adam. Oscar nominations for Best Actor are Austin Butler for Elvis, Colin Farrell for The Banshees of Inisherin, Brendan Fraser for The Whale, Paul Mescal for After Sun, and Bill Nighy for Living. Who should win?
Brendan Fraser should win this. Should be Brendan Fraser. He's going to give a great speech. I can already see it. So,
Todd?
a tearful speech that is.
Because you have already seen it a couple of times when he's given that same speech.
Yep.
Todd?
Colin Farrell. It's the most just sensitive, heartbreaking performance of the year, and it's his best performance ever. He should be winning.
Yeah, I have Colin Farrell too, but a very close second to Bill Nighy after I saw Living. Very close second. He deserves to be in this conversation for sure. It's not just a career achievement nomination. He is legitimately amazing in that movie. Zach?
Yeah, originally I would go with Bill Nighy, but I think I'm going to go with Paul Mescal because I think that would just be awesome if he actually won. So I know part of it, I guess it's not maybe the performance as much as it is the actor, but wouldn't it be? It would be like Adrian Brody winning. I mean, that would be an awesome moment in his kind of early career, and I think I texted Terry, he's like Russell Crowe circa 1995. That would be a cool win.
He's someone about to break out for sure. I've been texting several of you saying that I think he looks a lot like Jason Segel and should either play his little brother or his son in a movie. If you watch the dancing scene, tell me that's not Jason Segel. Like I think Jason Segel was his body double, his stunt double in the dancing scene.
This is like Edward Norton getting nominated for Best Actor in '98. I think 20 years from now, people will look back on it, and that will be the performance that everyone was like, "Oh yeah, well that should have won that year."
All right, Adam,
but the movie was too indie.
What could have been nominated?
Let's see here. Sean Harris or Felix. Sean Harris, The Stranger, but way outside the realm of possibility.
Right. Todd?
Yeah, I mean, the one that I really wanted to get nominated was my number 2 best actor of the year, which is Tim Roth in Sundown, which is a movie that nobody saw and probably should have been on my Vacations Gone Wrong list. But it was a performance I saw like way back in like last February, I feel like, and he's amazing. I hadn't seen him in a while, and I just was reminded how great of an actor he is. So, Tim Roth.
All right, I've got 2 that I want to mention. One's realistic and one's not. The realistic one, the best part of The Fabelmans was Gabriel LaBelle, and he should be in this lineup. He was amazing, and so I think he should have been in there. The unrealistic one that's kind of just a favorite of mine from the year was John Boyega in Breaking. I know Todd saw that and hated it, but I thought he was amazing in that movie, and he should have gotten some recognition for his performance there. Zach?
I went with Golden Globes award-winning host Gerard Carmichael for the Almost Sideways movie of the year on the count of 3. Amazing performance, great work,
Original screenplay runner-up.
Yeah, great sarcastic, sardonic, dry tone, awesome performance.
All right, now the real question. Adam, who will win Best Actor?
Reverse psychology. All right, reverse think like Zach. Think like Zach. Okay, no. Oh God. It's going to be Austin Butler. Yeah. I have a feeling it's going to be Austin Butler, even though, he's just too young for this Oscar, but it's going to be him.
He's too young.
I don't know.
Is this a 2-man race or is this a 3-man race still?
It's a
2.5-man race?
I don't know. I mean, who's the third you're saying? Colin Farrell?
Yeah.
Just because he had the Golden Globe?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, is there a possibility of a Bill Nighy kind of, like you said, career achievement, but not really kind of thing going on too? I don't know. Paul Mescal, as he says, it's not mezcal because he's not a alcoholic beverage. Paul Mescal, I don't think has any chance. I think there is like like if I got like 30-1 on Bill Nye, I would say, but it really is a 2-person race as far as we know. But there are shockers that happen.
So Todd, who do you think's gonna win?
I have Austin Butler, and I'd be okay with it. I think it's a great performance, but I just don't think they nominated the right people in this category. That's all.
Yeah,
That
I have
was a theme for this year.
Other
Austin
than Colin
Butler.
Farrell.
too.
Colin Farrell obviously was the best, but okay. Yeah.
Austin Butler taking the BAFTA is huge, considering you had Colin Farrell there. I think Brendan Fraser's role was a little more BAFTA friendly than Austin Butler even.
But they love Baz Luhrmann. Like they
True.
adore Baz Luhrmann at BAFTA. It's really up in the air. I have a lot of money running on Austin Butler. Maybe I shouldn't be predicting him because I should be
Brendan Fraser won the SAG.
Pulling a Zach on all these.
I don't know. I've got Austin Butler right now. It just feels right. It feels like Eddie Redmayne beating Michael Keaton.
But he steamrolled through all the televised awards. Like when Brendan Fraser won Critics' Choice and SAG. I mean,
by the time we got to the Oscars, it was a done deal.
There is no bigger toss-up in any category than this. Maybe editing is the only other one that's a toss-up. This one is a true like I have no idea.
Zach, where are you leaning?
I'm leaning toward Butler. I think you have a little bit of precedent. I think you could look at 2018. It's a biopic. It's a biopic, guys. Remember that. It's a biopic. And you could also look at 2008 a little bit, the last time an Aronofsky film got this sort of recognition in this category. Same thing. It's a biopic.
Well, and there is something to be said about like the comeback only goes so far. It doesn't necessarily lead to the win. And that's what we're looking at with Fraser. And Mickey Rourke in that case.
Mickey Rourke messed up because he agreed to do WrestleMania. He did a wrestling event before the Oscars happened. So that happened and the voting was still going on. The wrestling event that he punched Chris Jericho on, that's what messed his Oscar win up.
He also got arrested by the Santa Monica police.
That is true. And he loves Eric Roberts. So, yeah. But anyway.
We all love Eric Roberts. He's the man.
He is.
We'll be talking about Eric Roberts in a couple weeks.
Yeah, there we go.
We will.
So are we in agreement 4 ways? Wow.
I think we're in agreement that it's going to be Austin Butler. That does not feel right.
It is like Eddie Redmayne then, because that's a good comparison too.
Yeah, because that was Keaton's first nomination. That's true.
Almost Sideways is asking us, gee, I wonder who posted this. Who do you have winning Best Actor? Well, that's a great question, Almost Sideways, which is us. Let's find out next. Yeah.
I was asking the viewers who are watching.
Oh,
who
okay.
They have winning.
Well,
yeah. I was gonna say. I think we just said that.
Yeah.
we
I was mostly asking Catherine who she has.
Oh, I see. I thought you were talking about our own awards.
No,
let's move on to our own awards. So we've all got Austin Butler. Brendan Fraser is a very real possibility, though. Let's talk about our awards, though. So
this I have no idea where this is gonna go. Jeez.
For Best Actor for the Almost Sideways Awards, our nominees are Dario Argento for Vortex, Colin Farrell for The Banshees of Inisherin, Brendan Fraser for The Whale, Sean Harris for The Stranger, Felix Kammerer for All Quiet on the Western Front. I have it spelled right this time.
Yeah, he's not Kammerer anymore.
Yeah, and Paul Mescal, thank you, Todd, for After Sun. All right, Adam has already said he has no idea where this is going.
I can see Colin Farrell.
Thank you, Zach. Our Malkovich is better than Butler's Elvis.
Hello.
Stop doing that.
I don't know why. That just gets him, but Adam is dying.
Part of a league of morons.
Why is Olsen here?
My memoirs.
My memoir. Who would want that?
What is he saying when he's working out? I'm back.
I am back.
This
fuckers.
is a crucifixion. This is a
This is a
crucifixion.
crucifixion.
All right, best actor.
Best actor. Where do you think this is going? How do you think this is working out?
Farrell.
I think Dario Argento is going to come out with this win.
Dude,
That would be amazing.
that would be crazy.
He's gonna finish 4th.
I
I
don't think
will
Farrell
say
will win because Zach doesn't like it. He's going to put it 6th, and Adam's going to put it 5th or 6th because he apparently really didn't like the screenplay.
I do not have Farrell 6th.
Okay, so Farrell might have a better chance than I think. I think Argento might be 2nd or 1st.
Or 3rd.
Mescal
Right.
is not going to win if you're asking that. A camera is definitely 6th. I'm not sure.
all right. You want to see how it went?
This is
In-
oh god.
In the closest vote we had in any category
Between 1 and 2?
between 1 and 6.
Oh, wow.
That means our rankings. just
There,
were
I
horrible.
will say there was a 3-way tie for first, and we had to go through some tiebreakers to find out who actually won.
Wow.
Tiebreakers, we're not aware of what they are.
I can tell you what the tiebreakers were once I reveal it. So the Pinot for Best Actor for the Almost Sideways Awards 2022 goes to Colin Farrell for The Banshees of
Okay.
Inisherin.
So
Number
there you
2
go.
is Brendan
Cool.
Fraser for The Whale. Number 3, Felix Kammerer for All
Wow.
Quiet on the Western Front. Number
Whoa.
4,
Tied for
Sean Harris
first?
for The Stranger. Number 5, Dario Argento for Vortex. Number 6, Paul Mescal for After Sun.
Wow.
Farrell, Fraser, and Kammerer all had 15 points.
How
The main
did
tiebreaker-
who voted camera first?
So the main tiebreaker was first place votes. So you had Colin Farrell had 2 first place votes, so he won.
And
Brendan
because
Fraser-
Adam voted him last, right?
So now here's the thing. So Colin Farrell, he had two firsts, a 5th, and a 6th.
I know
I
it.
think we should
You
revote.
assholes. Jeez.
He still won. Now here's the thing. Brendan Fraser and Felix Kammerer had the exact same haul. They both had 2 seconds, a 3rd, and a 6th. So the tiebreaker for them went to how they did in the original nominations. In the original nominations, Brendan Fraser was on 3 lists with 19 points. Felix Kammerer was on 3 lists with 17 points. So Fraser
I'm not sure
gets
why
over Kammerer
I'm not sure why Fraser would be over Kammerer if that was the case.
because Fraser performed better on the original ballot. That's why.
He had a first or second or whatever.
He had 19 points on the original ballot, where Kammerer only had 17 points on the original ballot.
Oh, I thought you said
So-
Farrell had 19. Okay, that makes
No,
sense.
Well,
Fraser did.
You guys
Farrell-
ranked
so-
Felix Kammerer really high.
Farrell,
I love that movie more than you guys, and that's fascinating to me.
so Farrell, Fraser, and Kammerer all had 15 points. Sean Harris had 14 points. Dario Argento had 13 points, and Paul Mescal had 12 points.
Wow.
So there were 3 points separating first and sixth.
I really thought Argento could, if you guys had voted him a little higher, because I know Zach probably had him at least
First.
second.
He had him
was
first.
first.
I had him third.
Argento had a first, a
You
third,
guys
a
messed
5th,
it
and a
up.
6th.
Who put him 6th? That's just
I did.
disrespectful. You really think
Dude, he was
you
the
really
best
think
part
that
of the whole
Fraser
movie.
was better
He
than
was
Argento?
he was this. All right, we had an awesome lineup. That's really what happened here. This lineup was amazing, and that's just where I don't know. That's where he ended up.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
if he
had
put on
a
a
last
cat
minute
suit, would've
switch
worked.
between 4th and 5th. I had Argento at 4th, but then the last minute I switched it to Mescal. That's right. It went.
Plus, would you really want to watch a movie directed by any of these other actors? I mean, come on. I don't want to watch a Felix Kammerer directed movie. Actually, I
not?
probably would. Brendan Fraser, I'm not interested.
I was gonna say
Sean
I mean,
Harris.
German.
Sean Harris had a first, 2 fourths, and a 5th. Paul Mescal had a third, 2 fourths, and a 5th.
We know who voted Sean Harris first. I defend my vote with the fact that he wasn't a lead actor. it was a great performance. It was just category fraud.
Well, maybe next year when we get, or the next time we do this, we knock down which movies and which performances could lead each way, and we discuss them and we figure that out, and then we
Yes,
nominate.
we can call it
At least for the
Rory
performance.
Kinnear Award.
The Rory Kinnear Award.
This one was a fascinating one, though. I liked how this one turned out.
I didn't think it was going to be that close. That
was crazy.
See, Banshee's pulled out 2 wins tonight. There you go.
All right.
True.
Well, let's wrap this up. We got 2 categories left. Only 1 category for the Almost Sideways Awards. But let's go to director, and I think who's first on director? Is it Todd? Todd first on director. The nominees are Banshees of Inisherin, Martin McDonagh, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Daniels, The Fabelmans with Steven Spielberg, Tar with Todd Field, and Triangle of Sadness with Ruben Östlund. Todd, who should win?
The director of the best movie of the year, that is Martin McDonagh, should be winning Best Director.
I echo that. I got Martin McDonagh down as well. Zach?
I give it to the best director of an American movie this year, which is Todd Field.
I give it to Todd Field too.
Also the director of the 3rd best movie of all time.
Whoa.
Todd, who? In the bedroom, we all know that.
Oh yeah, duh. That's
Todd, who could have been nominated?
I mean, if we're talking again within the realm of possibility, the answer is Edward Berger, which I think Oscar voters are scratching their heads now. Like, why did we not give him a Best Director nomination when obviously BAFTA was head over heels for the movie and it got nominated basically everywhere it needed to? It's crazy that my prediction back from September did not come true, and then he's not winning Best Director, because I think he would be winning if he was nominated.
I've got that's a really good point. I've got a realistic one and an unrealistic one. My realistic one is James Cameron for Avatar: The Way of Water. Just because he's a master filmmaker and he did some amazing stuff with that. My unrealistic one is Matt Reeves for The Batman. Just because that movie rocks. Zach?
Yeah, Ruben Östlund over Joseph Kosinski or Edward Berger is just an insult. It's insulting. So either one of those. The directing was one of the weakest parts of Triangle of Sadness.
There were a lot of weak parts, and that was definitely one of the bad
The choice
ones.
to have 45 minutes of Woody Harrelson on over the loudspeaker, terrible directing choice. Thank you, Oscars.
Well, Joseph Kosinski or Edward Berger, obviously, but I would throw Damien Chazelle in there too.
Oh yeah,
for Babylon. So I think that could be another one that could have snuck in there. But yeah.
Todd, who will win?
Like I said earlier, the Daniels are Damien Chazelle for La La Land. It is exactly the kind of like fast-cutting, showy thing that the Oscars love for their directing wins, and they're going to win. Even it'll be the second or third time that multiple directors win for the same movie. Second, third time.
It's a good question.
Simone's asking, do you think Spielberg has any possibilities left? Maybe the older voters at the Oscars can vote for him. I was actually just about to say that everyone wanted to make Spielberg a thing this year. And I don't know. I think the movie just isn't as beloved as everyone thought it was going to be. And if anyone has a chance at challenging the Daniels at this point, I think it's a Spielberg upset. But I agree that I think it's the Daniels right now. I think they're the ones that are gonna pull this out. Zach, do you agree?
I think Simone has a great point. I actually think that I'm not just reverse jinxing. Okay, I mean I am reverse jinxing, but I'm saying all these picks with complete honesty. I do think the Daniels will win, but I think this one is closer than the other Everything Everywhere picks that I've made. I really think because they're not going to give Fabelman's Best Picture. But in the same logic that Todd was using for why Blanchett is going to get her third, then you would use the same approach to giving Spielberg his third. So I actually think it's a lot closer than people think. I would still give it to the Daniels barely, but it would not shock me at all if Spielberg won.
This will be the third time multiple directors were winning. West Side Story No Country
yeah.
for Man, well, No Country for Man, and now the Daniels.
How funny would it be if Steven Spielberg loses to something where the first time it happened was the first time his movie from last year was made?
It'd be insanely ironic.
That'd be nice and poetic, I think. Adam, are you in agreement? It's the Daniels.
Yeah, I think it's the Daniels right now. It's pretty. I kind of like where Zach was going, where it is going to be pretty close with Spielberg, but I think it's going to be the Daniels.
All right. Well, let's talk about our awards. The Almost Sideways Awards. The nominations for Best Director are Edward Berger for All Quiet on the Western Front, as it should be. Damien Chazelle for Babylon. Joseph Kaczynski for Top Gun Maverick. Martin McDonagh for The Banshees of Inisherin. Gaspar Noé for Vortex. And S.S. Rajamouli for RRR. I love that he got in.
This is definitively better than the Oscars. Like no one could look at our list and say that the Oscars got it better than we did.
I agree.
They could say that that Adam messed it up, but I can.
Yeah,
That's true.
because who would have gotten off if
SS Rajamouli
Probably S.S. Rajamouli would
Yeah.
have missed if he had remembered that Todd Field existed. Where do you think?
Believe that?
Where do you guys think this is going?
See, I really thought that Adam was being like meta. You know how Lydia Tarr talks about, like the artist is the most important person in the world, but like the movie shows that she's full of shit. So I thought that's what Adam was trying to do, like go above, like pull a mind trick on us. But it wasn't that, right, Adam?
No, I was at a bar with Todd, and I looked at the list, and I was like, I freaking forgot Todd Field. Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
All right, where's it
Beautiful.
going?
I
What do you guys
voted
think?
James Cameron instead of freaking Todd Field. That's what happened.
And then Zach left off women talking in his adapted screenplay lineup.
I think it's going to Chazelle, by the way.
I think we're going with Edward Berger.
All right, well, let's find out. The Pinot for Best Director at the 2022 Almost Sideways Awards goes to Edward Berger for All Quiet on the
Wow.
Western Front. And here is how the voting went. Number 2 was Damien Chazelle for Babylon. 3 was Joseph Kaczynski for Top Gun Maverick. 4, Gaspar Noé for Vortex. Number 5, Martin McDonagh for The Banshees of Inisherin. And number 6, S.S. Rajamouli for RRR.
This is crazy. We had one overlap with the Oscars, and that I was thinking like McDonagh had a chance because Terry said he was number 1 too, but like I was realizing like no, he could have had all of them above him because
we
one
didn't have any
overlap.
overlap. Yeah,
The only overlap was the best movie, and we still put him 5th.
I love The Banshees of Inisherin. I love what Martin McDonagh did. He was 6th on my list.
Wow.
That
He
is
was
just
6th.
pain. I'm thinking you probably ranked him lower in original screenplay now too.
No, let me check. I'd have to check. Original
I know
screenplay.
we had them second. I know, but whatever.
I put Banshees first in original screenplay. Yeah.
This is a really, really cool lineup, though. Joseph Kaczynski third is inspired by us.
Yeah.
Gaspar Noé coming in as a strong 4th, considering that half of us hadn't seen it before it was nominated. I think is pretty good too.
But when you watch it, you're like, yeah, but I mean, that is one of the best directed movies.
Yeah,
That's what I
it
thought
is.
too, yeah.
It is. You might say it is the most directed movie. Like the
Other than the
directing
Daniels.
choices. Well, yeah, but no, the directing, just the simple like concept of it, you have to praise in Vortex, and that's the best part of it. I will say I watched 4 movies this week that were all nominated for these things. Well, I already said them. On the Count of 3, After Sun, Vortex, and Living. I gave 3.5 stars to 3 of them and 4 stars to 1 of them. So, I mean, they were all amazing.
Which did you give 4 stars to?
Living.
Oh,
Oh, did it make you top 10?
Yeah,
we
it's
talked
gonna be
to
in
him.
my
He said top 5. Like
probably top 5. Yeah. So probably the way I'd rank them is Living 1, On the Count of 3 2, Vortex 3, After Sun 4. But they're all amazing. Like they're all great.
but only one of them you watched twice.
Only one. Yeah, I had to watch After Sun twice to really understand what the hell was going on.
That's not terrible. That's
Yeah, I got to the end of it and I'm like, I
Understandable.
missed something. What did I miss? And yeah. And then last week I watched three others that I hadn't seen before. Which one's that? Paris 13th District,
Resurrection,
Pearl, and Resurrection. Resurrection was the best of those. But probably of the 7 I watched, I'd probably put the 4 I watched this week, 1, 2, 3, 4, Resurrection 5, Paris 6th, and Pearl 7th, I think is how I did it.
You're hurting our one listener.
I know. I'm sorry, Pearl. I'm sorry. Now she's gonna leave the comment and leave the 4 out for me.
I kill you.
Yeah, I will kill you, Terry.
Yeah,
I will
exactly.
kill for Zach.
I don't know.
Who would you murder, save, kiss, or kiss and marry, or that game?
I felt Pearl like I felt like what made Pearl great was how it was so opposite everything from X. Like and if you have to compare it to another movie to prove its greatness, I don't know if it's necessarily great. That's kind of where I was at with Pearl. Anyways, our best director lineup. I love it. Edward Berger takes the top honor.
It's a second award for them.
I think so.
Second for them. Second, 2 for Banshees now. Heck yeah.
All right. We may give a final tally on next week's show because I haven't added all those up yet.
Sounds like Adam is.
Yeah, from our on our other awards and all that stuff too. Last one. Let's do this quick. Best Picture. The 10 nominees at the Oscars are All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, Top Gun: Maverick, Triangle of Sadness, and Women Talking. Just for the record, I think we may need to do something different for our Best Picture award, and maybe we do that later on in the year. I don't know. We may talk about that later. I may change some things up. What should win? My number 1 of the year was Top Gun: Maverick. I think that should win. Zach?
Tar. Same answer.
Yep. Adam?
Tar.
Didn't you have Babylon higher?
I had Babylon and
that was
but Babylon's not nominated.
That's right.
But I had
Okay,
Top
never
Gun
mind.
higher.
Yeah, Banshees was my number 1 of the year, and my number 1 of the last few years, as I said earlier.
All right. What could have been nominated? My number 2 of the year was Till. I think that needed to be here. Zach?
I like Vortex. 2 thumbs up. Great family fun.
I felt bad for that kid.
Yeah.
The kid that he didn't need to be there. Adam?
Top. What was this? Oh, what should have been there? Babylon. Yeah, Babylon.
Yeah. Todd, what should have been there?
Are within the realm of possibility, or just overall?
Overall.
I mean, well, Paris 13th District thing.
Right.
I mean, within the realm of possibility, The Woman King for sure.
Yeah, good call on that one.
All right. What will win? I've got Everything Everywhere All at Once. However, Todd does make a compelling argument, which we'll hear about in a second. Zach?
Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's a sweep.
Adam?
I like the odds for Best Supporting Actress being a tie, just so they could say it won all 11 Oscars.
No BS. It's a tie.
Plus 800 on that. You can get a good market price right now.
Adam?
Yeah, EEAAO. Yep, that's winning.
EEAAO.
Well, at the same time, Zach did have it winning the category it wasn't nominated for, so.
So it's going to win 12 Oscars. I like that. A tie and a 6th place vote.
I don't know. Well, I mean, I think Everything Everywhere All at Once is winning, but the Moonlight to Everything Everywhere's La La Land is All Quiet on the Western Front. And if there is something that is winning that isn't Everything Everywhere, it's All Quiet.
Isn't it like a three movie race right now?
What's the third movie?
Top Gun. It's another one that is like in the conversation
But
of being there.
it missed too many It missed too many
I guess that's
nominations.
your
Yeah.
point.
Well,
I mean,
but it got the
I-
screenplay
when the
nomination.
nominations came out, maybe.
If it,
Yeah.
I don't know. If it had one PGA, then we'd be really questioning things. But I think that the fact that it lost there, I think that kind of eliminated it.
It would be crazy for that one though.
Oh, it'd be beautiful. I mean, picture, sound, and editing.
and Tom Cruise would be on stage accepting it, right? That same speech that he gives every time, where he talks about taps.
Yeah, he's on the list for the
But
for the producers. Tom
who
Cruise,
who's
Chris
who has
McQuarrie.
more money, Tom Cruise or Jerry Bruckheimer? Who's taking that trophy?
Tom Cruise,
Corey's
because
probably
he'll
got
do
some
Oh
something
money.
crazy.
man, that's a good point.
He'd probably do a Mission Impossible, get that trophy out of Brockheimer's house. That's probably what he'd do.
So what are we gonna do?
Well, McQuarrie's already got an Oscar, so he wouldn't be taking
That's
it.
true. Yeah.
Can we all,
he
like-
might not even show up.
Can we make a pledge if Top Gun Maverick does win? Can we do something like, I don't know.
If
A deep
Top Gun
dive?
Maverick
Yeah,
wins, we're all taking a
Pearl.
shot of the strongest thing we have in the house on
let's just drink the
live
whole
on
bottle.
the reaction show.
Oh,
Yes.
I might be at Todd's house that day, so he might have some
Yeah.
strong stuff.
Yeah, you totally are gonna come over.
I like it.
I got to get something stronger though. No,
Todd and
I
I-
ceremony.
I need to
Todd
go
and I
get
might do some-
Stro.
Todd and I might do some YouTube shorts reacting to the winners of the Oscars. That's gonna be fun. That'll be fun. Drunk.
Okay, that'll be interesting.
We could do it. We could do it.
Adam, you need to make a supercut of this that we can play on the live reaction show after the Oscars, so that we can relive this moment just in
So-
case.
I see.
Just in case.
Here's the real thing. You guys
Is Zach
didn't-
going to be drinking agua fria on the Oscar?
Well, this is
post-game
what,
show?
what I was going to say was you guys got to pregame it with the selection show. That's where we get. That's
Oh.
where we get started. That's where the party starts.
Like do a live stream, like
And,
while we're watching it.
It
But
is
that's like in the morning, or that's more like
What's
2
it?
o'clock,
It's
isn't
like
it?
2 or 3
I think it's
o'clock.
3 your time. 3:30
Yeah.
maybe.
But the
It's
5
it's
o'clock-
spring break next week, so all rules are off. I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Well, that's
If Top Gun wins, it will be a compelling case.
All right.
Will you be shameletting it and wearing like half of a shirt like you did the one year?
I'll be naked, full Monty style. Best movie of Chris Farley style, really.
If Tar wins,
If Tar wins, sure. But I was also going to say Top Gun. I'll just anything except for Everything Everywhere in Elvis. I'll be buck naked, like George Costanza says.
nice.
I
Well,
don't think
that-
anyone wants to see that, but
I'm going to Todd's house so I don't fall asleep again like last year.
Oh, there we go. There
yeah,
we go.
so I can throw
Yeah.
something at him if we start without him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Todd will punch you in the arm until you wake up.
Yeah.
can we
Well-
end today with just one big like prediction that's going to happen at the ceremony? It could be like an award or just a thing. Do you guys have any
One fearless prediction.
Yeah, fearless prediction. I feel like we do this every year.
No
like, one
guts, no
fearless
glory.
prediction. Mhm.
We should at least tell people that what our best picture nominees are one more time, since we did every other category.
Oh yeah, we should. And I don't have the slide up here for it, but I can tell.
It was
tell the
not
people.
Everything Everywhere All at Once, people.
It was
Yeah,
not.
shocker.
no.
If you
And again,
All right.
I think we need to redo this so we have a full 10. But we'll talk about that later. But our 5-1 in our best picture was number 5 Babylon, number 4 The Banshees of Inisherin, number 3 All Quiet on the Western Front, number 2 Tar, and number 1 was Top Gun Maverick.
Okay, can I say my fearless
No.
prediction?
What's your fearless prediction?
When Austin Butler wins, it's going to be some strange shit. Okay, I think we got some weird people that are going to be thanked. I think he's going to thank like his doctor or maybe his lawyer or something, or maybe some like person from his past life, like pull a Shirley MacLaine or something. Like I think we're getting a weird acceptance speech coming out of him because it's such a mistake giving him the Oscar that that those producers are going to be like, we messed this
well,
up.
like when you thanked Denzel Washington, and nobody had any idea what he's talking about.
Yeah,
they
it's gonna be
realized that he was in a
incoherent.
play with him at one point, and he like said he should be in. I don't know. He's gonna think like his like the maid at his hotel in Australia where they shot it or something. That's what he's gonna do.
He's gonna thank Lydia Tarr for being a great musical influence on his life.
Yeah.
He's going to thank COVID for infecting Tom Hanks while they were shooting it. I mean,
Exactly. I mean, that's what I mean. Like he said that they shut down for like 6 months, but he stayed in Australia and paid for his own hotel because
Wait,
he
so
didn't want
this is
to
the
ruin
movie that
his.
Tom Hanks got sick on?
yeah.
Yes, that's also
That's why he was in
evil.
Australia.
I thought it was that Apple TV movie, that Finch movie, or what? I don't. Wow. Okay. Cool. Interesting.
I mean, it had to be. I don't think anything else was shot in Australia.
I think I'd rather get COVID again than watch it.
Oh gosh,
Well, my prediction, I already said it. I think Pauly Shore is going to be there.
that's a great prediction.
Munching on some grindage. Son-in-law. All right. Fearless prediction. Yeah, Spielberg's winning Best Director.
I like
That's
My
gonna be
fearless prediction is Denzel is presenting Best Actress.
Yeah, see, Zach and I had a conversation about this months ago, like who was going to present Best Actress. So
that's not
Since
bad.
you can't have Will Smith, you're gonna have the guy who calmed down Will Smith.
And they don't want Joaquin back
Oh,
because
that's a good point. I hadn't
good
thought
call.
about it like that.
that's interesting.
Oh, have you? Well, here we
Oh
go.
no,
I got it.
What if it's Chris Rock?
Oh no! After his Netflix thing, I don't think that's happening now. Here we go. I got a
But
better
he's
one.
always welcome at the Oscars.
That's
I don't
true.
know.
Brendan Fraser, Adam Sandler, and Steve Buscemi are gonna present an award together
Maybe
Oh.
Pauly Shore.
they present Best Actor like
for Airheads. Yeah,
They present-
Airheads,
There we go.
the best rock band of all time.
Maybe it's Phil Donahue and Raquel Welch. I'd like that.
Maybe Pearl.
Yeah.
Mia Goth has to do something. Yep.
So who is Troy Kotzer going to present the award to? Like, I mean, I don't know. I can't picture any of them actually being the ones that he signs.
It's gonna be weird.
It might
Who's
be
gonna be
Stephen
his
Shu.
Who's gonna
It
be
might
his
be Stephen
mouthpiece?
Shu.
Like, is there gonna be someone up there like talking
Spike
for
Lee.
him?
Spike Lee. Well, it could be like
Spike Lee, is that what you said? That's a great bold prediction. That Spike Lee is going to be the translator for
see, but it's
Troy Kotzer.
this
That's
Jimmy
beautiful.
Kimmel's Oscars. So what is he gonna figure out? Like he's gonna.
I would say
who's Jimmy Kimmel's most famous guest? Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon's presenting Best Actress.
what about Arizona
That
Cardinals
has to be it.
quarterback
That's it.
Tyler
That's
Murray,
it.
'cause Troy Kotzer
Yes, I
from
like
Mesa,
this
Arizona.
one, Cassie.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, and
Brings the
Lashana Lynch is with her with a spear.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Now
Troy
we're doing
Kotzer's
something.
mouthpiece at the Oscars is Yoon Yoo Jung, since she's the one that gave him his Oscar.
There we go.
We should be recording this.
I mean-
We are.
Maybe they try to put, like when Michelle Obama read the Best Picture, but then they try to have Biden do it, and he messes it up like Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway. That'd be like a mixture of two great Oscar moments.
He'd be like, best picture goes to Jurassic Park. That's not this year, there, bud. Come on. Messes it
Oh
up.
my word!
This is going downhill quick.
This is going downhill.
Quote of
All
the
right.
day, Terry.
Quote of the day
Oh,
time.
man,
Are we
I knew I
doing a
forgot
quote of the
this.
day?
I don't have a
forgot
quote.
this.
My
Yeah.
quote is from Zach from 3 hours ago. I hate music.
I
hate
do
music.
hate music. Well, I hate songs.
I
Really.
hate songs. I hate songs.
I like music as long as it's not metal, electro synth music in a movie set in 1917.
I hate songs.
I'm quoting Pearl.
That's an
I would kill you. I would kill for Zach. That's what
I would kill for Zach. Yep.
I would kill for Zach.
Which I honestly think Pearl might be Zach's wife. I'm just throwing that out.
Yeah.
It's a
I'm
good
going to
one.
quote Almost Sideways when they said, "What's your favorite movie?" Thank you, Pearl. It's nice to have a fan club out there.
And I think
was a
this is
good
another
one.
one that we need to quote too is from Cassie. That costume had to be glued on, Adam.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my quote was from is from Paul Dano. It says, "When you repeat yourself so many times, even when you're speaking the truth, the repetition starts to feel false. Sometimes you just feel like the words you're speaking, even if they once had meaning, have lost it, and that makes you feel kind of silly." And that describes this podcast.
Nice.
I have one more quote. Hello. I don't know why that gets out
my
of every
name
time.
is Osborne Cox.
Yes, this
I'm
is
back.
Osborne Cox.
Can that be our prediction? If
Why is Olsen here?
if Brandon Fraser wins, can we predict him to say, "I'm back, I'm back"? That's our bold prediction.
Okay, this went almost as long as our top 100 episode.
It's only
Yeah,
half the
kind
length
of ridiculous
the
at this
ceremony,
point.
though.
Thank you for Pearl for watching, and
Yeah,
for
thank you, Pearl.
Simone Moncada for the
Catherine
questions.
and
Terry
Putin's
and Cassie.
cat and Cassie and all of you that watched and added to this. And
There's
this
a
was a
reason
lot
why
of fun.
Our YouTube
Again,
shorts get more views.
We'll be back right after the Oscars next Sunday with our live reactions to everything that happened. Watch for it right here. You'll hear it on the podcast. You'll see it on YouTube live. Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll be back at you next time. Until then, have fun watching movies, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Boom.
Beautiful.